Welcome back to episode 284 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast.
It's Monday. Spring Expo week is here. The playoffs have started. Let's talk hobby greatness. It's a Gongshow Monday. Cards on the brain. Spring Expo buzzing. We're back in the game. Playoffs just dropped. Tension in the zone. Ripping wax, checking comms. Hobbies fully grown. It's heat in the spring and the chase is alive. From the dealers to the breaks, watch the passion thrive. Rookies on fire, slabs in demand. It's the best time of year. Hobby life in command. Josh, Babalowie, Loud Phil with the flow. Talking legends, prospects, and cards that glow. This is Monday's drop. Don't let it slide. It's the Gongshow podcast. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the ride.
I got a little package.
I'm sorry, what?
Hi. What's up,
Adorable.
boys?
What's going
Hi.
on? What's happening?
You're adorable, Phil. You're the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah.
You are.
My lights are all goofy.
You have the best Adidas sweatshirts.
I do. Yes, I have lots. Lots and lots and lots. Yeah. I like my
Yeah,
other brown
you're-
one better with the big logo. It's my
Sure.
Sunday one.
Oh, what is Sunday?
It is Sunday. Yeah, it is Sunday. But it's
Sunday.
not. It's Monday.
Monday,
True.
Sunday.
Now, you're one to come up with some expo outfits. Is that a thing this time? Have you been working on it? Have you been? No.
Nah, not too. No, I think I'm gonna be Senators geared out this expo.
Mm.
And yeah, I'm gonna go traditional vintage. I know it's hard, Louis. When I stick with one team, it's a lot more tough. It's more resilient in the mind. So
You need options.
yeah, I know. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm gonna go regular jeans, shoes, and t-shirt.
How are you feeling? Now, we're recording this before game one, big game one, huge game one between the Toronto Leafs of Maple and Phil's Ottawa Senators. Are you nervous? Are you scared? Are you going to pee a little? What's going to happen?
I've been dribbling all day. Yeah, not
I
good.
would be too.
Third pair of boxer shorts, and I am nervous. I'm freaking nervous. And poor Hasselhoff, he couldn't get rid of his McDonald's shift, so he's got his headphones on. First playoff game in 7 years for the poor kid. And yeah, he was 9. He was 9 last time they were in the playoffs.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are the keys to the series? What are 2 things or 3 things that have to happen for your Senators to beat the Maple Leafs?
Number 1, big Linus energy. Linus Allmark has to stand on his head. We got to take one out of Toronto. Brady's just got to play his Brady game. I hope it's not Brady of old. I hope he stays mature, macro view, eye on the prize. You know, and that's 2. I'll give you a third one. We want it better. We want it more than them. I just feel like we're more ferocious than Toronto, and Toronto's a bit of a little bit of a country club over there on the blue team.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
we'll see. Watch us. Watch me talk like this, and we got lit up 5-1. Eh? Could happen. They got lots of firepower. I respect them like crazy. I just really don't like them.
Well, if you want to stay up till 4 a.m, you could watch our wild play, right, Louis? What time's
Yeah.
your game start? Gosh, dang.
So this game tonight, yesterday, however you want to look at this, is 9:00 our time.
Ooh,
So that puts it over midnight.
midnight.
And then the next game is 10:00 our time, puts it over
Perfect.
at 1. And then we come home, and then instead of your normal 7:00 drop, we push to 8, I think, and then the next game's at 6. So
Okay.
I'll be able to watch the elimination game, all of it.
We'll be in Toronto probably, won't we? Or will we be back by then?
No
Yeah,
clue.
who knows?
Uh-huh.
Well, happy belated Easter to anyone that celebrates, that watches, or listens. Yeah, we all did our thing, and now we're here recording our show. So we'll kind of roll through updates and announcements here. In case you haven't noticed, we haven't done an expo preview show yet. That'll be on Thursday. We've kind of been working on it, and it'll drop while we're being busy bees buying hockey cards at the expo. So very, very much looking forward to that. Phil, you got a recap of the big Friday nights with Phil that happened? Oh, there we go. The other night.
Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, we had John. John's he wasn't, I mean, he was a guest, but he just hung out. He's a great show. He's a great fellow in our Discord and a very good friend of the show. And I have lots of great chats with him, and he's a big Columbus Blue Jackets fan. So I wanted to get him on, show his perspective on his season. It was a very emotional type of season for the Blue Jackets, right? For the Goudreau, and they were playing some really good hockey the last few games, but unfortunately Montreal just squeaked through. So wanted to get John's thoughts on that. And he did talk about his Discord and how he's got good friends in there. So I know we keep beating that dead horse, but this is what happens when we keep talking about it. We're a lot of little subgroups in one big group, and that's where John came from. And we had him on Friday nights with Phil. Dave seems to be the perfect co-host. I love Sylvain to death, but he's a little too busy. So I always send him the link every Friday. He just pops in and out if he can. But Dave is good to go. Dave is the real deal. He seems to be my ride or die on Friday nights. And stay tuned this Friday. We're gonna be live from the chateau. And all else fails, I'll just bring my case of Proset, and that'll be the show.
Yeah. We'll just set up some cams and rip it. We'll do something fun, and can't wait for that. The Hasselhoff return. Do you think you might get him a light, Phil?
He has a 2 lights. He won't
use them. Okay. Hey,
I'm the boss. Listen, I feel awkward using my own truck right now. So heaven forbid I turned on the light that I bought him for the webcast or stream, whatever the kids call it. Yeah. Don't you see the way he sits? Look at him. He's like,
oh yeah. Doesn't want everybody to see he's in his robe.
Yeah, the robe.
Cool, eh? He's so cool. It's unbelievable.
Hey Phil, do me a favor. Look to your right. Look to your right. And now tell me what John's Discord name is.
CBJ John High Gloss. Is that correct?
Almost.
No, I mean, big deal. It was just in a different order.
Yeah. You're good. Okay, we gotta.
We say things backwards. Like open the light. That's how we say it. Like if I want you to turn off the light, I say close the light, Josh.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. Good to know.
That's how it translates. It's weird.
Can you bring some of the tikka-zili sauce or whatever you call it with? I love that stuff.
Tzatziki?
Yeah, sure.
Tikka-zili? Yeah, you guys have never had like shawarma and souvlaki and
maybe we should do Greek at the chateau this week.
What do you guys eat in Minnesota? Like Wonder Bread?
We eat casserole.
Yeah, no doubt.
We need
hot dish.
Tater-tot hot dish.
I don't know what that is. You use your microwave a lot, probably.
Trying to think of all the cliched crap that we.
I don't even have a microwave.
You don't?
No. What do I need a microwave for?
Wow, interesting. Okay, we got a important hockeychecklist.com update. Important because there's a brand new awesome feature. We're actually going to show you how it works, and important because I entered in the birth country one by one over the past 5 days of 5,132 players.
So what'd you do last week, Josh?
Yeah, I copy and pasted over 5,000 times. Very excited about this though, and I'm gonna actually share my screen. I'm gonna share my screen here, guys, and show you. Voila! Here we are on hockeychecklist.com. Now I picked, just as an example checklist, the 2008-09 Fleer Ultra. Right, great set. You see, we got a little ice medallion parallel from Sidney Crosby there. And one of the things that I kind of figured would happen with this checklist site, and has been an observation that we've had, is, part of why we did this whole project in the first place was to modernize the experience. And so the traditional way we always look at checklists is we come to a checklist and then we spend the next 12 minutes doing scroll up, scroll up, scroll down, scroll up, scroll down. And what we've kind of said before, but haven't demonstrated to this point, is that you should never, ever have to scroll like that on this website, right? And the key here is this area up here, which we'll probably work on highlighting more, has amazing search and drill down capabilities. So if you want to look at all the inserts, I go to the insert drop down and boom, all the inserts pop up. Well, you can't see the pop-ups here, but I can just go to franchise players, right? So that's a flaw, I guess, in StreamYard's ability to share screens. But we didn't want to talk about that anyways. I want to go back to the main checklist. What we've added is there's a search menu. Now, a couple things that have been since the website launched is I can search for any player. So Phil, you have a man crush on your boy Sidney Crosby.
Yes.
So I can search for Sidney Crosby and find every Sidney Crosby card in the set pretty much instantly, right? And so it helps me really if I'm a player collector, really narrow that down. Well, let's say that you're a team collector and you just love the Penguins, right? I can search for Pittsburgh Penguins and now it'll show every single Penguins card in the entire set, right? So again, to eliminate scrolling. Well, the big addition that we just added by birth country, and I think I've told the stories, we got feedback from people in Europe that said, well, I live in Sweden and I don't really have a favorite team, but I love to collect players from my country, or I live in Finland. And it would be amazing if you could search by country and just pull up those players. So that's what we've spent the last few weeks working on. So now I just go to the search field, I type in Sweden, and voila, every player born there's your boy Daniel Alfredsson there, Phil. right there. Nicholas Lidstrom, Zetterberg, right? The Sedins.
Sedins are Swedish?
Yeah.
No, I know that.
Turns out, right? And you can go through for the whole set. Maybe I want to find Russians, right? I search by Russia. And I can pull up there's Malkin, there's Ovechkin, every Russian player in the set or from any country, really. And so, hopefully this makes, again, these search capabilities even greater. So if you're using if you haven't tried the checklist site, well, we'd love for you to do that because we built this as a tool for you. And if you are using it and you're not focusing in this top area on every checklist, it's really what we built the site around, right? We don't want to scroll.
Stop scrolling.
Scroll. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's dinosaur scroll. Modern hockey collectors don't. And then
Josh, that was good. And can I say something? You can still scroll on this site, and I have, and Josh has seen me, and he said, "What are you doing? Stop it!" And I know better. And it is so just stop scrolling. Use the drop downs that you cannot see that are dropping down on the screen. Can you punch in Greece? I want to see Chris Chelios, please.
No. Oh. I don't think he wasn't born in Greece.
Oh, no, but he's of Greek ancestry.
He's got a Greek name. Sure.
Okay.
Okay, so remember again the search field for a second, because now we're going to go and switch back to Louis here. So we're not stopping, right? There's the next active project is already underway. We're adding a couple more elements to the search. So within hopefully a week or two, the expo is going to be a little bit of a wrinkle there. We're adding the ability, if you search for Hall of Fame or HOF, it'll pull up every Hall of Famer in that checklist.
It's amazing. That's amazing.
And then if you search for rookies, if you just want to know if you search for rookie or rookies, it'll pull up every single rookie year card. We're not gonna get into the whole true rookie turf war here, but it'll pull up every single rookie year card on the set too. And we're just, as long as people keep coming up with reasonable and kind of meaningful ways that people want to find cards in specific sets, we're going to add those features. And that's why the search and the drill downs are such a huge aspect of this, is that, that's where we're putting all of our development energy in this site to eliminate the need to have to, again, like you said, Phil, if you want to browse through a checklist and you want to casually scroll, go ahead.
You can.
Right. But that's not how we most often use them. We're a new set comes out and you want to buy into the Penguins break. and see, okay, what Crosby cards are in this or what Lemieux cards. So I know if this is a spot that I want to invest in. It's about being fast and efficient, and that's what we're trying to do. So hopefully
you will never not use the website once you use it correctly. Ever. You can hate our guts. You can hate us so much. You will still use the website because it is 20% better than Beckett.
Oh, wow.
I think we can say that. I think we can say it's 20% better than Beckett.
It's a lot of pressure, dude. No.
I know. But we're collectors. I'm telling you, this is created by you, the person listening. I'm telling you, it's just go check it out.
Okay, last thank you for everyone that, again, I spent like probably 60 hours. So I just thank you for allowing to do that. The last thing is just super quickly on hockeychecklist.com. We did add, I think, 2 checklists in the past. Most of the energy has gone towards this country search, but we added 2014-15 Fleer Showcase, and then 2021 Extended Series went live last night. So we're still committed to adding those past sets to the site. Okay. Got to make a mention for the official Gong Show breaking partner, GP Sports Cards. Now, just because it's Expo Week, it doesn't mean that Grant and the crew at GP Sports Cards can stop and not rip SP Game Used, which comes out on Wednesday. They're doing it. So head to gpsportscards.com to get your spots. They are 100% committed to the bit, as the kids like to say, right, Louis? Right, Louis?
Absolutely. And hey, you're right.
Okay.
Did you know GP is also having a pre-expo buying event on Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Total Sports? And like always, giving great payouts.
Yep. Sweet. Yeah.
Just stop there if you're out early.
Expo cash for you. Yeah, so they're going to be running a ton of breaks on SP Game Use release day. I'm sure they'll be hitting some monster cards. Also, if you're at the expo this week, make sure you head to their networking event for the GP Sports Cards Live that they're doing at Jeremy Lee and GP Sports Cards at Arizona's on Thursday night. Really close, like 5-minute drive from the International Center. Starts at 8 p.m. And since I'm on the topic, thank you to Jeremy for having me on Sports Cards Live. That was
how'd that go?
A treat. Yeah, it was good.
That go well? I couldn't make it, brother. I tried. I was like, I even typed in the chat, we want Matt again. I got that KO'd.
Oh yeah, it'd have been 11:30 your time before he got on.
Yeah, that's 3 hours.
I'm not going to lie, that hurts my feelings. But
sorry, buddy. Did it go well? Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I was gonna, but I didn't know how the crowd was. You know how we kind of goof around with each other and change our names.
Yeah, they're super serious on there. Yeah.
I had Phil's dad in there originally, and then I chickened out and changed it. Has that been
what? My dad?
No, my name is Phil's dad.
Oh, as the name. Oh, that would have been funny. You should have did that. Yeah, Jeremy would have laughed. Everyone else might have been like, not get it or something.
What?
Yeah, Louis and I got a ton of compliments last night, so it's great.
Oh, that's good. Did you guys go on stage together or?
No, just people in the chat, and
you
were brought up.
Oh, okay. Oh, fantastic. Good.
No. Jeremy was
very about me.
He of course had a lot of nice to say about you. You're the
all right.
You're the princess of the show.
Okay, I'm regretting asking you about Saturday right now.
Okay. So yeah, you want to go to their network event. There'll be appetizers, tons of networking, a great networking opportunity, great way to meet friends. I'll make friends. And then plus Grant is going to be breaking a case of the cup with Upper Deck's Billy Celio, who makes a surprise appearance on our Expo preview show on Thursday. So you want to stay tuned.
Do you think Billy's going to do the breaking? I don't think Grant will let him actually touch the cards.
No.
I've seen Billy eat a granola bar. Woo, baby. Puts me to shame with my cookies. Stay away from my cards, man.
You're fired up for this hockey game. I'm tell,
factual. Man. Yeah, I know. I'm a little combative, eh? I apologize.
Yeah. Okay. Lastly, before we get started, as a reminder that this show, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, is a Patreon podcast. What that means is we rely on the support and listeners and watchers like yourself to help us cover our show expenses. Yeah, this train wreck costs money. Produce more and what we hope to be better hockey card content than fun initiatives, even in a small way to grow the hockey hobby. Not only can you support us for as little as $5 a month, you can join our community, join our Discord, join the Lonely Men's Club.
You switched it around on me.
What's like? I think one of my favorite music lyrics of all time is that they're sharing a drink they call loneliness, but it's better than drinking alone. What's the song?
Oh, that is oh my goodness. I'm gonna draw a blank here right on the spot.
Oh,
Not
come on,
Piano Man?
boys! Piano Man, of course.
Piano
yeah.
Man, Billy Joel.
Yeah.
Mm.
And so, as part of joining our Patreon, you do get access to our Discord server. There's tons of amazing stuff going on there right now. I don't know if you guys have seen the map thing that our good friend Cigar Scott did, where everybody in the Discord is plotting in a huge, world map, like where you are and favorite card shops, and that's been awesome. The scavenger hunt is well underway. We just wrapped up fantasy hockey. Koopy takes the crown. He's going to get a box of 2023-24 O-Pee-Chee Platinum for winning our fantasy hockey league. So congratulations to him. Your guy CJB Gloss High John or whatever you call him, Phil.
Good guy.
Yeah, he took second. He was first loser.
I know. I know. We made fun of him pretty good on Friday. I didn't even actually know why we were making fun of him. I just jumped into the group, just pointed and laughed. Ah!
Honestly, it's like when we had the idea to create the Patreon and the Discord, I could have never imagined that it would have already gotten to the point it has, and just feel very humbled to be part of this community. If you want to support us, just go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or go to Patreon directly, patreon.com, search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. There's a link in the show description, both TikTok or show description on the podcast apps and YouTube and TikTok, Instagram profiles too. Baba Louie. We have 4 new members of our community.
I know, they're coming in hot.
It's our last show, and so we want to give them a quick shout out. Then we'll get rolling with the Gong Show.
Yeah, first one in the door was Biggie Mike out of $2.99. Then following him, Rink Rat 39 came in. What's his first name?
Well, I probably shouldn't say.
No.
G-Tickle.
G-Tickle.
Yeah.
Probably shouldn't say. Yeah,
Go
even
Tickle.
though we know. And then after that, we got Mo Card Collection out of $2.99.
Nice.
Thank
guys.
you all. And I think maybe one of them might not be in Discord yet. So if you sign up for our Patreon and you're not in Discord, reach out to us on Patreon, Instagram, knock on Baba Louie's window at 2 a.m. Make sure you get to the link to join.
Yeah.
You ready for the game plan, bud?
I absolutely am ready with the game plan. So for today, we start off with get to know your Hall of Famers. Then it's who's hot and the struggle bus. Then we're off to some hobby news. Then we're going to do a Golden Gongs season awards for this NHL season. Then it's 24-25 SP game used checklist preview. The wonderful mailbag follows that up. And then any personal pickups.
Thank you, Baba Louie. Let's get rolling with our Get to Know Your Hall of Famers series. It's where we're profiling every single Hockey Hall of Fame player, starting with the very first Hall of Fame class in 1945, and have been working our way to present day. Today, we're starting with the first of 3 inductees from 1960 Hall of Fame class. And the player I've selected for all of us to, hopefully learn more about is Sylvio Mantha. Sylvio Mantha. Ring a bell?
Yeah. The only reason I know him is because that was the name of my French teacher in elementary school, and he made sure that we all knew his name was in the Hall of Fame.
His name was Sylvio Mantha, or just Sylvio?
Yes, his name was Sylvio Mantha.
Really?
Yeah. And but he was young at the time, and his dad was Mo Mantha, who is also actually in the Hall of Fame. Yeah. So
was his mom Mon Mothra?
No, I don't know.
Mantha.
No. But that's I don't know much about Sylvio Mantha, but I do know the name very well.
Well, let's learn a little bit more about him then.
The real one.
Joseph Sylvio Theobald Mantha lived from 1902 until passing away at 72 years old in 1974. He was a lifelong Montreal resident. Sylvio was a hockey defenseman. And in a career that lasted from 1923 until 1937, he played for 2 NHL teams, but mainly one. He played for the Canadiens all but 4 games. I think the last 4 games of his career were played for Boston Bruins. In juniors, Mantha was a forward, and after scoring 4 goals in 9 games with the Montreal Nationals, he was signed by the Canadiens in December of 1923. And he started his NHL career as a forward, but the Canadiens would end up moving him to defense as part of a youth movement that was currently happening with the team. As legendary demon Sprague Cleghorn, who we featured, but probably none of us remember, and his uncle Foghorn Leghorn, and Billy Coutu were both aging and battling injuries, so they had some openings on the blue line in Montreal. In 538 NHL games, Sylvio scored 47 goals, added 46 assists for 93 points. He also recorded 512 penalty minutes. He'd end up winning 2 Stanley Cups in 1924 and then another in 1930 while serving as team captain. Mantha was the Canadiens' captain from 1927 until 1936, so a 10-year run wearing the C in Montreal. I don't know if they wore a C back then. I don't think they did. I don't think I've ever seen a jersey. You guys know that?
I feel like I've seen a little fabric C.
No. Like a TC, tiny C?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
He also briefly served as the Canadiens coach in 1935-1936. After his playing career ended, Mantha would spend some time as a referee and also coached at the juniors level. Why should we care about Sylvio Mantha? Mantha was a cornerstone of the Canadiens' blue line during the 1920s and early 1930s, known for his toughness, leadership, and steady play. As longtime captain, he led by example, commanded respect, Phil, across the league, both for his physical presence and dedication. While primarily defensive, he was among the early defensemen who contributed meaningfully to the offense. On November 20th, 1928, Mantha etched his name into hockey history by scoring the first ever goal at the newly opened Boston Garden. Ooh. He led the Canadiens to a 1-0 victory over the Boston Bruins, marking a significant milestone in the arena's inaugural game. During the 1928-29 season, Mantha had the unique opportunity to play alongside his younger brother, George Mantha, who joined the Canadiens as a rookie forward. The brothers shared the ice for 8 seasons, creating a familial bond within the team's lineup. In the 1930 Cup Finals, Mantha delivered a standout performance by scoring 2 goals in the best-of-3 series against the heavily favored Boston Bruins. His contributions were instrumental in the Canadiens securing the championship that year. And in recognition to their contributions to hockey, the George and Sylvio Mantha arenas are part of the, oh boy, Phil, maybe you can help, the Complex Recreatif Gadbois in Montreal. That
was pretty good. Yeah, Recreatif. Yeah.
All right. These facilities honor the legacy of the Mantha brothers and their impact on the sport in their hometown. Let's look at the Sylvio Mantha hobby market. His rookie card is in the 1923 William Patterson V145 set. This PSA 5, which are all these like
crooked,
the leaning tower of hockey cards in these slabs. Holy cow. This PSA 5 is a high selling copy. It sold for $1,243 in March 2024. There's also a Sylvio Mantha card in the 1924 Champ Cigarette C144 set. This PSA 6 is the high selling copy. It sold for $762 in August of 2022. And then the next one I'm going to show, or the last one, is an awesome card. I like this a lot. It's in the 1933 Hamilton Chewing Gum Sylvio Mantha. Now we're looking at a PSA 7 copy. That's its highest seller, selling for just $440 US this past February.
Oh, happy 420!
Happy 420 day.
Yeah, so happy 420 yesterday. Sorry. Yeah, 440. Good price.
Kind of cool, like the mint background. I like that.
Toothpaste.
Yeah, it is toothpaste. Nice. There's actually quite a few Mantha Playing Days cards. So if he is a player that you might be interested in pursuing, there's some really great options like you can look up. Well, that, boys, is your Hockey Hall of Famer, Sylvio Mantha. So now you can go and find your elementary teacher and tell him that I know everything about you.
I learned about you.
He didn't like me too much. In the hallway, Philip. In the hallway. Oh my God.
Oh, jeez. All right. It's our last round today of Who's Hot in the Struggle Bus for the 2024-25 NHL regular season before we all get laser light focus on the playoffs. Now, Phil, you're almost there. You're almost in playoff mode. a couple more hours. So your team either wins or loses. How do you think you're going to feel at this point tomorrow? You going to be happy, Phil, or crabby, Phil?
No, I'll be fine. Hockey's hockey. I mean, it's the thing. You, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words. It'll be fine. Everything will be okay.
Okay. Well, we're going to get to see today which players finish their year on a high and then which players are getting high from the diesel fumes from riding the struggle bus. So here's the players we selected this week to pump their tires a little bit for who's hot. So I went with Clayton Keller, 26-year-old captain, El Capitan of the Utah Hockey Club, had a very strong finish to his 2024-25 season. Over the past 2 weeks, Keller has just 5 goals, 5 assists for 10 points in 6 games played. Is that good? Do we like that? Is that
it's better than average?
Yeah, okay. Giving him 30 goals and 90 points on the season. It's the third straight 30-goal season for Keller. Led his team in goals, assists, and points this season. And the kid's just entering his prime. So maybe there's another rung or two to the ladder he can climb yet, too. Now, Utah had 38 wins this season, 2 more than last year in Arizona, so not a huge improvement there. But again, I think 30 goals, 90 points for the captain as a 26-year-old is a pretty good cornerstone for that franchise. And overall, from everything we've heard and seen, it seems like the first year of hockey in Utah was, other than not maybe making the playoffs, but just as far as reaction and fan adoption of the team, seemed to be a smashing success, right?
It's been good. I haven't heard anything.
No, the only thing negative out of it is just the way the rink has to be configured for hockey, and you got some of those seats on the end that can't see halfway into the zone.
Yeah. Hopefully they'll solve that.
They'll figure it out.
Now, okay, I have a question for you that's sort of related, but I just want to hear your guys' answer. So, if and when the NHL awards a new franchise in the U.S., do you guys want to see one back in Arizona? Do you think they deserve another shot, or is it time to move on?
I don't even want Gary Bettman to even glance in the direction of Arizona. Stop with the desert. Give Quebec City what it deserves. No Arizona. What other American city are they talking about? Atlanta again? I heard that one last week.
Houston is the one.
Houston. My goodness. Yeah. Well, oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. What is? There's one GM in the league that has a bone to pick with Quebec City. There's somebody involved in this decision process. I forget who it is. I'll find out for the next show. But there's one man who is single-handedly not letting this happen. I forget who it is. I will find it and egg his house.
All these sports teams, and it may be the right way to go, but they seem very obsessed by size of media market, of course, and that's, I think, the appeal of Houston is. Now, granted, I don't think a hockey rink exists in Houston or existed 10 years ago, probably, but it's a huge media market. So I'm sure that's the appeal. Is
the appeal to grow the game, right? To get as many eyes and voices and media on the game. Then why aren't they marketing McDavid more? Why don't they market Bedard more? It's like a circular, confusional wheel of silliness.
Because they can't get out of their own way.
Right.
Yeah, it's a very good answer. They can't get out of their own way. Like, we're going to give Houston a market for big media. Great. But we're not going to market any NHL players heavily. Got it. Okay.
I know that I'm like a little bit unique because I know a lot of hockey fans don't like basketball. It's kind of interesting how there's that juxtaposition.
Exercising.
But I do like basketball. But the one thing you can never argue is that the NBA is masterful at marketing their players and the NHL sucks at it.
Yeah.
It's not up for debate in my mind.
Some of these hockey guys, a lot of the hockey players are pretty boys. Why can't they take over like football? And we got to have some like Head and Shoulders commercials and stuff like that.
They don't have to be handsome. I mean, come on, McDavid's nothing to really look at, and that's fine. Who cares? He's the greatest hockey player ever in the world right now. He can do funny commercials like Ovechkin and Crosby. They had hilarious commercials 20 years ago. Oh man, there's so many options. You don't have to be limited to just a nerdy, awkward commercial or radio play, or there's lots of avenues you can take to make the game of hockey more available, more watchable. This whole push, like I'm going to say it. It doesn't matter. Like, they're really pushing hard. Like, hockey's for everyone. It's very diverse. When was it not? When you want to make hockey easy for everybody? Make it cheaper to play, right? Like, how's that?
For almost nobody, because nobody can afford to play it.
There's no like, I come from Greek parents. I played hockey. I paid for my own equipment. That was the biggest hurdle. Like, there was Chinese kids playing hockey before me. I mean, that has nothing to do with anything. It's so expensive to play, and they want it more accessible to everybody, so they're going to put it in Houston. Okay, got it. I could go on forever, man. It's
and they can't complain that they don't have the money or anything to pay to do these commercials to get it out there more, because we got a stat later in the show, and I don't want to hear that being a problem. They're just like Josh said, they can't get out of their own way.
Yeah.
Batman, I'm not a businessy guy like him, but from the outsider looking in standpoint, he's got his head so far, where, that it's like, what are you doing?
It's hockey, and I like tradition, and I respect a lot of tradition, but there's a traditionalist aspect to how people view the sport, and it's the whole adage, the name on the front is way more important than the name on the back.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the positives in that statement. I really do. That doesn't help to market your league. The name on the back is what creates fan interest. Sorry.
Isn't that kind of the joke of our league every year when some other athlete, like Shaquille O'Neal last year, was like, oh my, these hockey playoffs are crazy. Why have I never seen this before? And you hear stories like that constantly happening. The NHL is being continuously ridiculed. But is there like an elitist boardroom vibe or something? Like, I don't know.
I don't know. You got professional athletes that, different sports come to these games. And like you said, they're all like, these guys are freaking crazy. They're on skates going 30 miles an hour, plowing into each other. You got pucks shooting at people's heads at 100. We need to. Oh, we can't change it, but
they should have the Kachuk brothers and Brad Marchand and all these characters mic'd up every single game, every game.
Oh, way more than just that. Way more. Like when Gretzky went to LA, it did change a lot, but that should have changed it a lot permanently. I don't feel, then he went to the Rangers. Well, I say Louis, then the Rangers, and then New York City lifestyle, and that made hockey popular there. But nothing's really brought us into that. I mean, we're still, look at our hobby. We're equal to soccer, Yay.
And it just takes like one or two people. Like I think a lot about, and this is going to date us, but you guys will know this, is that look what Andre Agassi did for tennis.
The
most stuffy, boring sport ever. And now you had this guy who, sure, in the early 90s, when we were in the biker shorts and neon, he had earrings and loud colors and crazy hair. Yeah, and he made people that would never in a million years have watched tennis.
Tiger Woods, same thing.
And he wasn't even good until the end at that time. He was kind of a crap tennis. He was better at the end of his career. But yeah, Tiger Woods, right? It's that having that personality, that fire, that uniqueness that we just need more of in the league. But back to Clayton Keller.
I forgot what we were even doing. Yeah.
40-minute digression. He's a 2017-18 Young Guns, PSA 10, pop 169, 39% gem rate, lasts over 140 US dollars on March 1st, up about 12% over the past 3 months, down 7% over the past 6 months. 52-week low, 72 US dollars, 52-week high, 151 US dollars. Baba Louie, who did you put in Who's Hot?
My Who's Hot is none other than Kevin Fiala. So I was thinking about it. We haven't mentioned this name much. We
didn't need him here in Minnesota.
We don't really talk about him other than the swap for Brock Faber, right?
Yep.
But
which Brock Faber was an afterthought in that. Let's not pretend that was like the centerpiece of the trade. I mean, good on Guerin, but let's not pretend.
Guerin, as I was reading some things through here, Faber fell into Guerin's lap because they had too many right-handed D, and they needed to let somebody go, and Faber was on the bottom of the totem pole, and that's who ended up getting the boot. that's who was available. So thank you, LA.
Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
Anywho, this might not be as much of a who's hot for on ice play, which he's got great stats for it, but more of contributions that he makes off the ice. So Fiala been nominated by the Kings for the 2025 King Clancy Memorial Trophy. This award,
so cute.
awards presented annually to the NHL player who best exemplifies leadership qualities on and off the ice and has made noteworthy humanitarian contribution to his community. So this is actually the second consecutive season that he's been picked as the Kings nominee for the award. The team says that Fiala has earned his nomination again for the King Clancy Trophy through his selflessness, dedication to positively impacting the lives of others throughout Los Angeles. Now, he's always had a strong devotion to children and was a good community member while he was here with the Wild, always visiting the children's hospitals. He started a Fiala's Friends organization where he'll host patients and families from the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles at King's home games, and he regularly will make visits to the hospital and also organizes youth hockey camps and clinics to help raise money for the King's Care Foundation and the hospital. In addition to some work at the hospital, he is involved in other charitable causes, including the Make-A-Wish Foundation, Adopt a Family, among other team related initiatives that they have going on. So I thought that was pretty cool. I remember him being a big part when he was here in Minnesota doing a lot of great things. So when I saw that, I was like, we're going to make a shout out here. But we'll get into some stats for why I still think he earned a spot for who's hot. In his last 6 games, he's put up 5 goals, 3 assists for 8 points, and almost putting in 19 minutes per game, which is good. Not a bad way for somebody to roll into the playoffs. His season stats sit at 35 goals, 25 assists for 60 points in 81 games. He is a 2015 Young Guns with a PSA 10 pop of 199, gem rate of 52%, and the card last sold for $28 in March. Card is up 30% in the last 3 months, which is cool. Over the last year, the card has had a growth rate of 20%. The 52-week low went all the way down to $14, and the 52-week high was 48.
Kevin Fiala.
All right.
Oh,
there we go. Yes, my pick for this week. I kind of picked a player I wanted to showcase a bit of on the year because the regular season just finished. I'm a big fan of this player, and I had to go with Seth Jarvis. So Seth Jarvis recorded 32 goals this year, tying his career high in fewer games, just 73. He's amassed 67 points, 32 goals, 35 assists, matching his previous career best point totals in 8 fewer games. He has set a new personal high with 35 assists, showcasing his improved playmaking ability. Ranked second on the Hurricanes in goals, assists, and points, he has definitely solidified his role as a top-line contributor. Overcame a 7-game absence due to an upper body injury, his shoulder, he had a little bobo, sustained on November 9th, 2024. He returned to produce 11 points, 4 goals, and 7 assists in 13 games prior to the injury. So I guess he returned with his time machine. He played through significant injuries in prior seasons as well. This is how tough he is. We're going to showcase that. Torn labrum, rotator cuff, broken finger. I guess the hockey players get torn rotator cuffs a bit earlier. Mine popped at like 42. He's recorded 93 hits this year. He definitely has demonstrated physical engagement and a tenacity for a skilled player. He's a feisty little honey badger out there sometimes. He's a strong plus 19 on the year. This reflects a positive on-ice impact at even strength. He has achieved 57% 5-on-5 expected goals for percentage. I threw an analytic in there, so that's the X factor, your GF. I don't know, take it if you want. I'm not a big analytics guy, but I like that one. So that's 37th in the NHL. That's kind of a baseball stat, I guess. So he's climbed here's a fun stat. He's climbed the Hurricanes all-time points leaderboard. He is projected to reach the top 30 in franchise history if he maintains this pace. We live in weird times, computers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's my pick for, I'd say he had a good solid year. He got over 30 goals again, second year in a row. And I just wish he was on a different team. His last sale, PSA 10 Young Guns, was $82 American, and it was 2021.
Yeah, I wish our boy Chandler in our group chat predicted Vegas and Carolina in the Stanley Cup Finals. Is that
we should kick him out of the group chat just for that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they are up 3-1 on the Devils in the second intermission right now.
Yeah, I saw it.
The Forgotten Series. Who's playing again?
Yeah. Who?
How about that, though? What a trade. Stankoven's got two of the three for him.
Okay. There's the struggle bus, the bus of struggle. And I had to put my hometown boy. I think Louis, you just had him in Who's Hot not too long ago. But Jake Ottinger, in the past couple of weeks, Otter has played in 4 games, is 0-3. Has led in 17 goals on 117 shots for an .873 save percentage and a 4.63 goals against. I would say that's not quite humming as to lead into the playoffs, that's for sure. And then in game 1 on Saturday night, he led in 4 goals and 23 shots in Dallas' 5-1 loss to the Avalanche. Now, this season, Ottinger finished with a record of 36, 18, and 4, 2.59 goals against, .909 save percentage. And again, you could probably say this about every team, but I think Dallas needs him to be good right now. It's like, we'd prefer you were good right now and kind of, help us make a deep playoff run.
Could you suck less? That would be greatly appreciated.
You're sucking at about a 7.5 right now. If you could maybe lower that to a 4.5, we'd be really happy. Yeah, not much else to say. Hopefully, like the kid, seems like
I just looked up. I didn't know what the score was. Man, Colorado put a 5 spot on him last night.
Yeah, 5-1. He let in, what did I say? 4 goals on 23 shots. Not great. Ottinger is a 2020-21 Young Guns PSA 10 pop 1,380, 51% gem rate last sold for $81 on April 10th, up about 1% over the past month, up 11% over the past 3 months. Collectors remain undaunted, I guess, even those recent struggles. 52-week low is 45, and the 52-week high is $123. Baba Louie, who's joining our local boy Jake Ottinger on the struggle bus?
Former Minnesota Wild and now teammate of Jake Ottinger, Mikael Granlund.
Didn't need him.
So Granlund was sent to the Dallas Stars on February 1st, 2025 from San Jose for a first-round pick and a conditional third-round pick in, the 2025 draft. I would have to say for Granlund, he landed in a pretty good spot, though, having a chance, hopefully, for a deep run in the playoffs and Lord Stanley's Cup. Unfortunately, Dallas will begin the playoffs without top goal scorer Jason Robertson, who suffered a lower body injury in their last regular season game, and we will touch on that a bit later. So, Granlund now.
Question?
Yep.
Really quick? I gotta admit, I kind of dig the black and highlighter Dallas Stars jersey here. Do you guys like that?
No.
Really?
No, that is hideous. That is
kind of like
hideous.
it. I like it.
Although
It reminds me of a O-Pee-Chee. That's why I like it. Doesn't it?
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't think that has any place to be in the NHL uniform category.
All right, Baba Louie, break the tie.
I actually like the one with the bull on it better.
I like the old Minnesota North Stars jersey personally.
Yeah, but that's not the team.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You've redeemed yourself. Okay, Baba.
Are we good?
Yeah.
So with that, Granlund now has moved up to the top line. Can you believe that, Josh? After we got rid of him, he's now with Hintz and Dadonov. He found himself as my Struggle Bus nominee because going into the playoffs, I think he and himself would probably like to be on a better run and keep the momentum going. You know, the team themselves are on a downer. Like Josh had said with Ottinger, they're 0-5-2 to close out the season, which that's not good heading into playoff play. In his last 7 games, he has 1 goal, 2 assists for 3 points. He has 2 total goals in the month of April. He had 15 goals, 30 assists for 45 points just before coming over from San Jose. On the season, he's sitting at 22 goals, 44 assists for 66 points. Now, is it bad? In 1 goal in 7 games, 2 assists? Granlund's never been like a huge goal scorer. But when he was with the Wild, he was good at getting into places, making things happen. He was an agitator. He'd get the garbage goals. And, that was his job. I didn't like seeing him leave. So does this
Did we trade him for Fiala? Is that when he left? Or did they play together? I can't remember.
Oh, man, that's going back now. I can't keep track of all that. No, I don't know. I really don't. I'll look it up when Phil comes up here.
Okay.
He also, we'll see what happens. I don't remember how old he is. He's 33 now. So he can become a restricted free agent after this season. So does he stay in Dallas? Does he move on to another team? Is he done? I don't like, when they're 33, 34 years old and now we're free agents. You never, is it over? Who knows what's going to happen? But like I said, he just needs to step up and be a factor in this series against the Avalanche to help in Robertson's absence and get himself signed for next season. Granny is a 2013 young gun with a PSA 10 pop of 36 and a 61% gem rate. Last sale was way, way, way back in July of last year for $143. Sale previous to that was back in April of 2024 for $15. We go back one more even farther, so how spread out they are. Last sale before the April 2024 was November of 2023 for $33. Now, this is all card ladder sales data, so I'm sure cards are moving outside of that, but
I wouldn't call myself an expert, but did anyone ever teach him how to hold a stick? Interesting.
He's avoiding a check or something.
His stick's getting slashed by whoever's behind him there.
I got you. All right.
But so with that, there's really no ups and downs, 52-week high and low stats for him, but
sure. Philly.
Kind of all over.
Let's go. All right. My struggle bus pick is everyone's favorite guy at the beginning of the year, but he kind of fell off. So let's
You know how many people message me? Well, how come you're not talking about Connor McMichael?
Well, let's talk about him.
Okay.
So Connor McMichael, he started the season really hot with 11 even strength goals in his first 16 games. Oh, everyone's, oh my God, who's Connor McMichael? Fun name to say. But he scored only 11 even strength goals in his entire last 66 games. So that indicates a sharp decline in the scoring consistency season. Ended with 26 goals and 57 points in 82 games on the year, but an 11-game goal drought late in the season, even though, Capitals are on fire. Everybody's all over Ovi, but we all kind of forgot about Connor McMichael. So he underscored his struggles to maintain his early season form, failed to replicate the high volume scoring from his early games. He only had 31 assists, despite a career high in games played. This suggests limited playmaking growth, which is a little scary. But I don't think anyone's paying attention because it's all about Ovi, right? So he failed to establish himself as a consistent offensive threat in the second half of this year. He only had 5 points, 1 goal, 4 apples, and 4 games against Pittsburgh, a key divisional rival. So a little sample size there. His inconsistent play has raised questions about the Capitals' long-term center depth of position, especially as a Cinderella playoff team projected to face challenges in 2025-26, because who knows? They might be dead last next year. We don't even know. But they signed Chychrun long-term, so they'll be fine, right? We'll see. I don't know. Center's an important position, so we'll see what happens next year. Ovi's not retiring either. I know he's aware the whole bit. McMichael's promising start has been overshadowed by a significant late season decline. So just thought we should bring that to some attention of the good listener. His last sale, PSA 10, was $50 American. Pretty sure it was going for a lot more than that when he was on fire. And it's a PSA. The PSA 10 is a pop count of 354 and not bad gem rate, 50%, 51.
Yeah.
So
do you want to make a prediction if Ovi will break the goals record? Are you ready to?
Didn't he already break the goals record?
I don't know. You just seem to never want to give in. So just giving you the opportunity.
I'm stubborn. I want him to get to 900. You know.
3 goals away.
Yeah.
All right. Well, who's hot in the struggle bus for this week? On Who's Hot, we have Clayton Keller, Kevin Fiala, and Seth Jarvis. And then right in the struggle bus were Jake Ottinger, Mikael Granlund, and Connor McMichael.
And before you move on to that, seems kind of obvious, but yes, the Granlund was traded then to Nashville when we got Fiala from them.
Okay.
That was the trade.
Gotcha. Slab Sharks, the Gongshow partner and sponsor, thankful for their support of our show. While the expo might be starting, the Slab Sharks weekly eBay auction can't stop, won't stop. It's live right now, ends this upcoming Thursday night. Head to slabsharks.com, post haste, check out almost just under, a whisker under, Phil, 5,000 cards you can bid on this week. It's huge. Monster auction. Maybe some Slab Sharks pickups will soften the blow if you can't be in Toronto this week. The auction is loaded. We've each spent some time looking through it, and I picked out a couple of our favorites. So who knows, might give you an idea or two of cards you might want to pick up. Here are our favorites for this week. The first card I picked is a 2001 Upper Deck Pavel Datsyuk Young Guns Hobby version, PSA 10. Now, for those that may not be aware, in 2001, there were different Young Guns for both hobby and retail. So players of this vintage have 2 different versions of their Young Guns. They're pretty low pop on the hobby version. So I think that there's only 14 PSA 10s of this card. So yeah, does not come up very often. They tend to go for big money. And then the next card I picked is, well, for a couple reasons. Phil's favorite player, Matthew Nice. And it's the Bioluminescence from O-Pee-Chee Platinum. It's the new parallel out of 5 this year that is like, 10,000 leagues under the sea, sort of like meets a glow light.
Looks like alchemy, yeah. Sort
of vibe. It feels like one of those parallels that probably won't last more than a year, but it's kind of cool too. I don't know how many people. The problem with this one is if you hit one, like what % chance would you be able to spell this right in an eBay listing if you're selling it, Phil?
I still call the Fleer medallions Titans and they're Titian. So for this, there's no chance in heck for me on this one.
Pretty cool card though. Louis, what are your favorites?
Oof. First one I picked is a 2011 Upper Deck SPX.
Wow.
Happens to be a buyback auto out of 13, Alex Ovechkin. I like these cards. It's up there as one of my favorite SPX cards, which there aren't many of. But having this as a buyback, I think it looks sweet. And I love
Are you a geometry fan or are you like a protractor?
I don't know why it stands out to me, but I've always liked this card and just collected a few guys with it. I've said it before, blue auto, awesome. I love the hand numbering. So that's
me too.
My first pick. Second one, 1995 Pinnacle Summit Ice, Wayne Gretzky. The picture does not do this card justice. I was trying to find, I have a 95 Kirby Puckett Pinnacle Summit Ice, and I wanted to try to get a picture of that because the card is amazing how it shines. I don't know what this is going to go for. It can't be that much, but you will not be disappointed in the way these cards. They got some nice sparkle.
Have you seen the artist proof of the 95 96s?
No.
It's like this, but it's gold. The
Oh.
Alfredson PSA 10 cost me like $450. It's
Wow.
crazy. Yeah, I'll never get that back, right? But
Sure.
it's crazy hard card to get.
But yeah, for a cool, shiny factor, the bad you know what card.
All right, Phil, what cards did you pick out this week?
All right. Yeah, so I think I picked the green one last week or 2 weeks ago. So I went with the red credentials of Connor McDavid. Big fan of this autograph, big fan of this card. It is a little bit noisy, but for some reason I like it. I get the ticket shtick. Big fan. I don't think. Yeah, okay.
So you're in a few days. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
In a few days,
Yeah.
you're walking around the expo, shaking hands, kissing babies, all your fans signing autographs, and you walk by a table and you see this card at a table. Do you inquire? I mean, is this in the serious consideration bucket, or
I wouldn't pay more than $500 for this card, and I don't think I'll ever get this card for more. So current bid 610. It was like 608, 610. So I don't think I'll ever. I have certain rules in my head that I generally don't follow, but guidelines, I guess, suggested rules. Any McDavid under 1,000 is a buy, you know, but I don't want to spend that right now. So my new rule is 500. That keeps me out of the pool, right? So if this card's not even 550, I wouldn't buy this card. I don't feel I could sell it again for that, you know? Yeah. All right.
Just because of the credentials popularity?
Well, it's just I don't feel it's a good question, Louis. I don't feel it's an important card long term. I really don't. I don't feel like in 15 years someone will be like, "Oh man, you have a credentials red 23, 24. Oh yeah, I want that. Here's 1,000." Like no, someone will be like, "Oh, I'll give you $100."
Sure.
I think it's a $100 card.
I get it.
Like
Doesn't the credentials logo remind you of the Spaceballs logo?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a little bit, eh? We'll just jam the screen. We'll be fine.
Canadian treasure, Rick Moranis.
Ooh. Yeah. Yo, Rick Moranis is incredible. Yeah, here we go. Martin Short, I'm a big fan of as well. Big fan of this card. So it's a 2011. It's a buyback. So it's got the little sticker on the back. I keep gravitating towards all these buyback cards. It'd be so good fixing their program. So I don't know what set is this replicating, Josh? You would know. Like what, 1950?
Well, it looks like one of the 1930s. I don't think it's like maybe later like the second or third year O-Pee-Chee maybe.
I like it. I really like it. I'd like the auto, but I'm not going for it because it's a buyback. And until Upper Deck Holt picks me up and rocks me to sleep like a little baby and tells me everything's safe, and there's a website I can see all these old serial numbers that are certified, I can't bring myself to buy one. I'm sure it'll happen. So I will live through the good listener and their buybacks. Yeah, I forgot to put the current bid on this. I apologize. I don't know how much this is going for.
You missed your cue, Louis.
Oh, the little package. Oh, I got a little package?
Now you're doing your own. No,
I want to speed it up. The dead air kills it.
No, we had a special request for a sounder for you, and you said rock you like a little baby, and I was
hey boy, come on over.
All right, here we go. If you are thinking to yourself, well, how does a consignment company like Slab Sharks get to the point where they have 5,000 cards in a weekly auction? It's because Canadian hockey card collectors trust them. They do, to make their lives easy by helping to sell their cards on eBay. Slab Sharks does it all. You just submit your cards and you're done. Plus, your cards get included in one of the biggest and bestest weekly hockey auctions we have in the hockey hobby that attracts tons and tons of collectors. If you haven't already tried Slapshark service, we definitely recommend doing so. And for complete consignment information, including payout rates, and to get the process started today, head to slapsharks.com.
Hey, hold on. Don't say it. You're going to make you say it again. Make you do it again. This was my hey timeout. So I reached out to Sylvan at Slab Sharks, just in case anybody is curious. If you're in Toronto area and you win your favorite card ever on Thursday, unfortunately, you cannot just go to Slab Sharks and pick it up. In order for it to be tracked and everything, it still has to go through the eBay system and ship. That's what I was told. I just thought I'd throw that out there because I thought, hey, if I'm up there and I win, why can't I just go pick it up? Can't do it.
That is good information.
Yeah.
But now I gave it all in my hobby news. I don't know what I have left in the tank, but I'll try.
Okay. Well, are you ready?
Hobby news.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Did you do that when you were peeing? Okay. Hobby news.
Hobby news.
The NHL, you ever heard of it? Yeah, they set a new league-wide attendance record for the 2024-25 season, surpassing 23 million fans for the first time in the league's 108-year history. That's pretty awesome.
That was my point. Don't tell me you don't got money to market, people. Let's go.
It's about 140,000 fans more than attended games last year, which was the previous record. Now, did the Ottawa Senators lead the league in attendance last season?
No.
No.
No, not even close.
Did the Minnesota Wild have the highest attendance?
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah, wah. Phil's Habs, the Montreal Canadiens, led all clubs in total attendance with an average of 21,105 fans at their 41 home games. So they have the biggest arena, right? So they're a little bit of a inside track to that. It is important to note, too, that the Four Nations face-off attendance was not included in these totals. So, yeah,
hey, I got something for you.
That'd be cheating
you.
if it was, wouldn't it?
Hey, how about this?
Yeah.
The Montreal, what's it? The Bell Center?
Sure.
Is that right, Phil?
Yeah, Bell Center, yep.
Rated number 1 amongst the players as the best ice in the league.
Nice. Well, that's good. You know what? PWHL has been up this year too. I think it's at like 7,000-8,000 a game, as last year was like 4 or 5. So that's good,
Sweet.
Steady growth. Yeah,
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
All in all, good for the prospects of the game, huh? Should be
game of hockey growing. Yeah,
love it.
Cheaper for the kids.
There we go.
My buddy's like 10-year-old broke his stick. Another kid stepped on it. What's 10? Adam, Pee-wee? I don't know. Yeah. You know how much that stick cost my buddy Matt? $300. I was like, why are you buying your kid 3? And he's like, well, that train's gone. He's like, we're buying 4 for $100. That's wild, man.
Oh, they're 400 US here, dude.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Well, once they get into like high school level and stuff like that.
That's good. The NHL should like go into cities and have representatives with like subsidiary programs and get in touch with community centers. And that's what they should be doing. Not worrying about hockey tape. Start at the ground level, right? Start at the ground level. Like actions are louder than words, right? So make all the signs you want, all the commercials. That's not doing anything. Nothing. Get boots on the ground. Pick up the litter when nobody is looking. Then that's the litmus test, you know? So
a number of communities here, our town didn't do this, but will make like the first year or two free, and they'll even give equipment, and then it goes up to like 80,000 once they're like 10.
Oh, so it's like drugs, right? First one's free, but once you get them hooked,
yeah. Well, good job by you, NHL. Good job by you. Louis had alluded to the JRob injury news. Now, there is something I want to kind of maybe controversial talking point here. So on JRob's hurt on Wednesday, Robertson suffered a lower body injury in the 5-1 loss to the Predators. The timing was, it's always unfortunate when someone gets hurt, but in this case, the timing was especially brutal. So Robertson is now week to week and was not available for the start of the Stars first round series versus the Avalanche. Miro Heiskanen's been out too. I think he's skating now though, and is considered day to day. So since Robertson was hurt in what ended up being, guys, pretty much a meaningless game for Dallas, it did have some of the pundits, some of the Twitter people that Phil loves, up in arms about why are teams like Dallas playing stars like JRob in meaningless games before the playoffs. And then, of course, they get hurt, and now they're no longer available for the playoffs. So this is starting to sound like basketball. Right.
I don't know anything. I've never watched basketball in my life. Jordan,
yeah, there's a lot of resting that goes down.
From what? From walking up the court? They don't even
jog.
run. They don't even run.
It's a jog.
It's a,
Oh, they do. Like if you look at
please.
how many miles Steph Curry runs a game, it's like 8.6 miles a game.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah. Okay.
That guy, now there's some guys that loaf up and down, but Curry never stops running. Like and you look at, I think like there is because he's played so long, like the amount of miles the calculated LeBron James has run up and down a court is staggering.
Do you know who Kenny
It's
Powers is?
eastbound and down, of course.
Yes. So I'm going to quote him. I'm not trying to be the best at exercising. I play real sports.
Well, anywho, so the point being though is, do you guys think that this could start a trend where NHL GMs and team coaching staffs and team officials now are going to look at a situation like this, and if there's 3 games left in the year and you've clinched your playoff spot, that all of a sudden people are, well, your team did it with Brady.
Rest is a weapon, according to Guy Boucher. And Brady played his last game just to get the feels of it. You don't want to. It's a slippery slope, right? You don't want to lose. You don't want to lose that momentum in your body, right? You take a week off. I take a week off at the gym. I'm a fat, schlubby, mentally. Bleh.
Yeah,
it's over, right? So you want to keep that mental sharp hunger there. Brady played his last game, and I last 2-3 games, I'd probably just play guys maybe a period or keep their minutes under 10. Just get them to dress up, lace up, get the sweat going, break a sweat, take them off.
I think it's a whole different mindset between the 2 games. You know, you got guys out there with broken something and they want to play. You know,
situation.
It's just different. Maybe. It's just, I don't want to be mean to basketball because that's what we were using for this, but they're just not as, I don't think it's as many dedicated players in their game as it is in hockey. They want to go out there and play. They don't want to sit on the bench. They don't want to be up in the press box or the owner's box not playing. It drives them nuts.
And there's another thing. Some people, it doesn't matter what sport you're talking about. Some men are just tougher than other men. That's it. Some people are just tougher than others, and you can play through injury. I mean, what was it? Henri Richard played with a broken leg. Was it him? I can't remember who played.
Yeah, we just talked about a guy who played with a severely broken leg, right?
Yeah, or Patrice Bergeron, pierced lung. He had a pierced lung. Patrice Bergeron. Finn never told it. Well, I mean, certain people knew. Didn't say a word. I probably wouldn't get out of bed if I had a pierced lung. I'd scream bloody murder, call 911. I don't know, right? Some people are just tougher than others.
And not to be.
Do you think that the players would push back against teams if they wanted to rest them?
Certain players. I think Louis had a good point earlier. It's situational specific. I think a coach ultimately knows. I think Travis Green, my coach, knows what players he should sit and what they shouldn't. That's the beauty of a coach. That's the intangible, that a good coach can bring you.
Yeah, and where this got to where it got really problematic in the NBA was that teams started resting players so much, and especially like they took their superstars in like back-to-back games and they would sit them. But we've already talked about a little bit today. The NBA is a very player-driven league, right? The players are the stars, and so what of course they found is that if the LA Lakers are coming into town and I pay double ticket price to see LeBron James and he doesn't play, then you're really disappointing your key fans. And I would hate to see something similar like that happen in the NHL, right? If the Capitals are coming in town or Penguins are coming and, I get to see Sidney Crosby play, except you don't, right? Because they're resting him.
I didn't think of that. That's a really good point, Josh. Can I ask something? I'm being ignorant when I love the jokes. I love making fun of things with basketball. Why is the injury thing because they're so tall? Like, is it like just a gravity? You're a large man. Like how? I'm honestly not trying to make fun of it. How are they getting hurt?
There's a couple of things. Is that it's a hardwood court, and so and it's not like there is give and spring to it, but it's a lot of running is you're gliding in hockey versus you're not putting all that contact on your joints, and they are huge dudes.
Yeah, they're large,
bigger than they're supposed to be.
So
that's really hard on your joints, and so I think that is they're jumping and landing again. That's contact on those knee joints, on those, and it's you're right. It's not just basketball. I mean, look at you got football players get turf toe and they miss 8 games.
That's true. Yeah.
Right. So it's
I can't
it's
argue
not
that.
just basketball.
The biggest thing is think of basketball with the stops and starts, different direction change on wood, rubber shoes. It's an immediate stop. With hockey, your stops and starts, you stop, but it's kind of a glide and then you go again. It's a little more forgiving. I'll give it that.
Yeah, it's good. That's a good point. Yeah, no, I wanted to talk it out because I've never really thought about
You know
it.
the sport that blows my mind is baseball. How they're always hurt. Always hurt. Byron Buxton is the Twins' best player. That guy gets hurt. He's gone for 6 months, is back for 2 games, is hurt again. And it's like,
well, that's
baseball?
a bad example.
As a baseball player, there's a lot of torque and explosiveness at the plate, right? You dive when you catch the ball. It's different. It's a different thing.
I don't even want to talk about the worst team ever on the face of the earth, Twins, but Buxton, he doesn't understand what a warning track is, and he runs 80 miles an hour into the freaking wall to catch a ball.
He went on the DL last year eating a steak. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
He had a tooth injury eating a steak, and he's on the DL.
Oh,
remember Lenny Dykstra? He was built like
yeah. Lenny. Yeah, he's a little.
He was on that sauce too, eh? Him and Eklund, roommates.
Okay. All right, Louis, you got a couple of early NHL awards you want to talk about?
Yeah, I just got a couple touches here we need to talk about. So I got 3 2025 regular season awards were handed out. Leon Draisaitl takes the Rocket Richard Memorial Trophy.
Nice. Now, does half of that go to McDavid?
Yeah. I'm going to start Draisaitl out of Edmonton. Let's go.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Just as a note, his 52 goals on the season is the fewest to ever win this trophy in a full 82 game season.
Yeah, 150 goal scorer this year.
Connor just walks in, takes it. I'll be taking that. Leon's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Shut up, it's mine."
Why does this have McDavid's name on it?
Hey, that's not me.
Get out of here, Leon.
Anyway, Hellebuck, no surprise really, wins the Jennings Trophy for best goalie. 47 wins, 12 losses, a
awesome.
925 save percentage, 2 goals against, and 8 shutouts. Good for him. And Kucherov. Oh, I didn't change it. That should say his 3rd Art Ross Trophy.
Nice.
Awesome. I'm starting to think we should be buying Kucherov. We're like every week we're the idiots. Like no one likes Kucherov. And there's no.
I don't think anyone will care. I think he could score 10,000 goals and nobody will care.
Yeah. Really, he's the 10th player in the NHL to win this trophy at least 3 times since introduced in 47.
Okay, so what would have to happen for Kucherov to be popular? What would have to happen?
Get out of Florida.
He'd have to join PETA. Maybe do like some charity work, right? Save kids from like a burning school bus.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well, and we're gonna get like hate messages, and I want everyone to be clear. He's an amazing hockey player. There's no question. I mean, that's kind of the purpose of this conversation is how unfathomable it is that he has almost no hobby market.
No one's gonna, Josh. They're still gonna type and say whatever they're gonna say, not to your face, but doesn't matter. Who cares? We know what we're talking about. Yeah, he is so. I'm very excited to watch him in the playoffs. He's that good. Tampa's a delight to watch. I mean,
I think the answer to your question, Phil, is he's probably got to run into a burning building and bring a baby out.
Yeah. Cure cancer.
Something.
I always said if someone cures cancer in the coming future, hold on. We got to check their tweets and social media before we can announce this. The cure might be put on the back burner.
Last but not least, with a stat that I came across going through X, I think. I don't remember where, but we've been talking about this here and there, and I thought it was interesting, maybe a fun little thing to bring up. But here is every team's last time they had a 100-point scorer.
Wow. This is awesome.
Nice, Louis.
It amazes me. Well, yes, I don't know. There's a lot
2007 for your team, huh, Bill? Ooh.
Ugh,
Heatley. Yeah.
7, yeah.
Heater, baby. Yeah.
Either. But yeah, I thought that was cool. since we
Miller
were
last
talking
year.
about
I
it.
did not know that. JT.
So if you're just listening, this year you got Draisaitl, McKinnon, Pasternak, Kucherov, and Marner were 100-point.
And what is that,
scorers for the
5? I think there
season.
was 900-point scorers last year.
Look at my boy Mats Naslund, Montreal Canadiens, 1986. When I lived in Montreal, when I was like 5 or 6, my father drove a taxi and Mats Naslund popped in. I'll never forget that memory ever. Yeah, Mats Naslund, absolute beauty.
Well, according to this, Josh, it was only JT Miller and Panarin last year that had 100 in 24.
Look
Three-
at Marian Hossa.
3 in
No,
23.
you had multiple players from team. Like you had both McDavid and Draisaitl. There's 9 total
I'm
players
sorry.
last year.
Yes, very good. I stand as an idiot. No problem. Yeah,
You can
nuts.
sit as an idiot too. That's okay. If you're
Okay.
like,
Funny.
But for the curiosity person, Nashville Predators, Utah, New Jersey, Vegas, Columbus, and Seattle have had none.
hmm. Washington hasn't had a 100-point scorer since 2010. No, that's crazy. Well, Ovechkin doesn't pass. That's why.
Give me the
True.
back.
I don't know. It just seems like some of these teams, it's like, how can they not?
Yeah.
Montreal's got to. They're going to get out of that here pretty soon. I think Danadov will fix that for him. 1986
Either him or Demidov. Yeah.
or Demidov, whatever.
Sure.
The Gong Show.
Okay. Well, we're almost in our 3rd year as a show.
Hmm.
We're going to try something new. This was a request. I think we got in Discord a while back, but to do some sort of like awards. So I came up with a concept that we're going to debut today. The first ever. Never happened before. The Gongshow Golden Gong Awards for the 2024-25 regular season. I didn't see. Now, this is an award show, Phil. You didn't wear your tuxedo.
You didn't tell me. I dress up really nice. I would have worn it.
Is that like an Armenian tuxedo, what you're wearing anyways, a tracksuit?
No, it's not. My Ukrainian neighbor calls me a gropnik. She goes, "You look like..." Yeah, she calls me a gropnik.
Now, the Golden Gongs are a series of NHL/hobby-related awards that we shall give out each season, assuming people like this. And the awards, as you might be noticing if you're watching on YouTube, are silver. But we're calling it the Golden Gongs because if you can call the Triple Gold Club gold when there's a silver Stanley Cup, then we can call the Golden Gongs for a silver trophy too. I'm just
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay.
But
I just want to be consistent with the hockey with the hockey world.
Yeah.
So these will be the 2025 Golden Gongs. Now, the awards today are all franchise related. Is it part of? I've been laughing at myself because Golden Gong seems really dirty, even though it's not dirty at all. It just seems really dirty, and therefore I kind of like it.
Why does it seem dirty? Oh, because a dong, like a wiener. That's
Thank
why.
you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What? I don't know.
Thank you for going there.
Yeah.
Okay. These are
All right,
franchise related awards. Yeah. Franchise related awards. And then we're going to progress our way over the next few weeks into the bigger and more individual awards. Very, very exciting. Louis, you're beaming. I can tell you're excited. So here we go with the first ever Golden Gong Award. The category, Phil, is franchise with the most hobby upside.
Oh, Ottawa Senators.
Right out of the gate. Very exciting award. Now, the year, there's a lot of franchises we can be pretty excited about regarding the hobby potential of their teams and players, but let's take a look at this year's 3 nominees for the most exciting franchise from a hobby perspective. The first nominee is the San Jose Sharks. While the wins and losses column is not great, things seem to be looking up for the Sharks. Most fan bases would love to have one really good rookie to be excited about, and this year I think the Sharks had 2. We have Macklin Celebrini, who looks like he's the real deal. Will Smith looks pretty promising too. Plus, They have a 25% chance to win the Michael Misa sweepstakes and get the number 1 overall pick again. Crazy. Now, the key question, of course, is can they develop these rookies and build a team around them that allows both the players and team to flourish and compete? So that's the key question there. So the San Jose Sharks, the finalist number 1. The second is Phil's Abs, the Montreal Canadiens. In sports, you want your team to be either really good and competing for a chip or have lots of hope for the future. I think the Canadiens fall squarely into the latter category and maybe soon into the former. Lane Hudson, of course, looks like he is the real deal. Just tied Larry Murphy's long-standing NHL record for assists by a rookie defenseman. Pretty impressive. He has a legitimate threat to win the Calder. Cole Caulfield, just 24 years old, had 37 goals this year, 70 points. Captain Nick Suzuki, only 25 years old, had 30 goals and almost 90 points, 89. And the Demidov is coming. Right? So what a solid foundation and tons of chases for having. And then there's Slavkovsky. If he number 1 pick, right? If he makes it happen, then even more potential upside there. Then the third finalist for most hobby upside as a franchise is the Columbus Blue Jackets. What a difference a year makes. Adam Fantilli makes a huge jump from year 1 to year 2. He goes from 12 goals to 31. Check this out too. Maybe even more impressive if you're a Blue Jackets fan. He was minus 21 in his rookie season and plus 4 in his sophomore year.
Crazy.
Very incredible. Even more of a dramatic turnaround, though, is probably Ken Johnson, who's still just 22 years old and spent last year pretty solidly in the doghouse. Well, he improved from 6 goals in 2023-24 to 24 goals this season. You also have Marchenko is pretty young, 24 as well. Had a career season, pumping in 31 goals, scoring 74 points. And plus they were led by a defenseman for points this year. Zach Werenski is just in his prime, 27 years old, scored 23 goals, totaled 82 points. Plus, I don't know if you guys have paid attention over the last week or two, if this Jet Greaves character and proved to be a reliable tendy. He's got a sweet name for the hobby, right? Who doesn't want to? I mean,
always
good goal.
There's always the end of the year stuff this happens.
Yeah.
Goalie at the end of the year, last 20 games. Yeah, we come from Andrew Hammond, 21 games in a row. He won. Yeah, where's he playing? Nowhere.
He's still a baby, 24 years old. But there you go. Could be a fun team to follow for years to come. Oh, it's a lot of suspense. Do you have a prediction, Phil?
I think you should tie Columbus and Montreal, but I think one of those two wins.
All right. The very first Golden Gong, very exciting, goes to the Montreal Canadiens. Yeah.
They made the playoffs, eh? You know that. Of
course.
Okay.
They're not going to win the cup.
Well, but it's just odd to pick a team that went to the playoffs to talk about most hobby upside.
Yeah.
Seems peculiar.
You get bounced to the first round. What does that mean? I mean, well, you're talking like
you don't know that.
Like
they could beat Washington. They could totally beat Washington. You don't know.
Okay, so we go from most hobby upside of a franchise to biggest franchise dumpster fire.
Oh, Boston, obviously. Or the Rangers, actually. I don't know. Yeah, let's do it.
All right, this is probably the one Golden Gong you don't want to win if it's your team. Now to be presented this year to the franchise with the least amount of hobby hope. Let's take a look at the 3 nominees. You already mentioned the first one, Phil, the Boston Bruins. Oh boy. What happened, Bruins fans? There's a falling back as a franchise, and there's torpedoing into obscurity. And what a torpedo ride this year has been for the Boston Bruins. Last season, the Bruins finished second in the Atlantic Division with a record of 47-20-15, 109 points. The year before that, they were an incredible 65-12-5. This season, well, they finished last in the Atlantic, 33-39-10 to 76 points. Patrice Bergeron retired. They got rid of Linus Ullmark, who's now going to lead the Ottawa Senators to playoff glory. Then they ticked off their young goalie prospect, Jeremy Swayman, during his contract negotiations. Got super ugly there. Then they just traded away their captain, the Rat, Brad Marchand. And then the Bruins fired their coach, and he immediately goes to St. Louis and leads that team to the playoffs. finally, they have one of the worst prospect pools in the entire NHL. How are we doing, Boston? How are we doing? The next candidate. Surprised you didn't mention this one, Phil. The Buffalo Sabres. Now, this is the team at the beginning of I would say the past 3 years, at least on paper, you could convince yourself they're going to be pretty good. They're probably going to make the playoffs. You got Tage Thompson, Rasmus Dahlin, Owen Power, Zach Benson, JJP.
Yeah.
Jack Quinn, Alex Tuck, Bowen Byram. They had Dylan Cousins.
They have Josh Norris.
Josh Norris, right?
Yeah.
Yet another season at the bottom of the standings, finishing just 36, 39, and 7 with 79 points. They were worse than last year. This year, they just cannot put it together. Very, very underachieving.
It doesn't.
And then the
make
final,
sense.
maybe surprise nominee, is the Chicago Blackhawks. Now they do have one of the hockey's biggest and most electric young stars who has taken over the hobby in the past couple of years. But beyond that, do they have anything else? And does the lack of talent there threaten the potential of our most beloved Bedsy? I don't know, man.
He's out. He gonna leave.
No, he's not. I don't think so.
I don't know. All right. So 3 very, very deserving candidates here in the Golden Gong for the biggest franchise dumpster fire goes to, of course, the Boston Bruins.
I would have given it to Buffalo.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, like Boston
can't have a fire without anything to burn.
Yeah, that's a good point, Louis. Yeah, take it to Boston. You convinced me, Louis. Thank you, buddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would hate to be a Bruins fan right now. Okay, the next award, another great category, Best American Hobby Franchise.
What?
Ooh. What do you mean, what?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
What?
Lots of nerves and suspense here, Phil.
What?
For Best American Hobby Franchise, we're honoring the team that has the best mix of fans, young hobby talent, hobby stars, and just general overall vibe. We're into vibes here. Here's the nominees for Best American Hobby Franchise. Colorado Avalanche. 2 very high-end stars in McKinnon and Makar. Makar is the hobby chase for NHL defensemen. I also feel like Nathan McKinnon's hobby respect has been creeping upwards in the past couple of years. I mean, he's put together. Kucherov doesn't get nearly enough credit, but McKinnon doesn't either with how good he's been in the past 2 years. What might hurt the Avalanche chances to win this is, they got rid of Mikko Rantanen, who's kind of their 3-headed monster there. So now they're a 2-headed monster. But getting back to what they have going for them, they always seem to be competitive. I think they're a serious Stanley Cup threat. Very solid legacy as a franchise in the hobby. I mean, who's who of legendary players have worn the Avalanche uniform, and they're just an American hobby powerhouse. So the Colorado Avalanche.
Mm-hmm.
The next nominee for Best American Hobby Franchise, they're the Dallas Stars. Now, does anyone have more talent than the Dallas Stars? You got JRob, Wyatt Johnston, Mikko Rantanen now, Miro Heiskanen, Rope Hintz, Jake Ottinger. Just to name a few. You could throw Maverick Bork in there maybe too if you want to prospect a little bit. All very solid hobby chases or PC guys. The core is very young too, so they should be good for a long time coming. Is the market greatest for hockey? I don't know, but Dallas is a fantastic sports town in general. So I think if they're good, the community will rally behind them. So we had Dallas. And then finally, the third nominee is the New Jersey Devils. I know you're nervous. Another team that's loaded with young talent. They've got 2 of the Hughes bros, Jack and Luke, Jesper Bratt, Simon Nemec, and some other scrubs, right, that go along there. Now,
thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. The thing about the Devils for me is that their whole fortune and hobby status, I think, comes down to one thing, right? It's the health of one Jack Hughes, and of course he's hurt right now and not in the playoffs. So again, maybe that hurts their chances at winning the very first Golden Gong for Best American Franchise. You have a prediction here, Phil?
I don't get your jersey. Wouldn't you go Rangers before jerseys? Aren't they more America's team?
Oh, nobody cares about the Rangers here.
What? Statue of Liberty and like New York, like Jersey, like what? I don't get the Jersey. I like New Jersey. I just don't. They're one of the last teams that comes to my
Who
mind.
has hobby upside on the range? Who's the hobby chase for the Rangers?
I didn't know this was the Golden Gong for hobby upside. I thought this was for best American franchise. There's nothing
Best
about
American hobby franchise. You forgot the word hobby.
Okay, whatever. It just doesn't. I don't know. It just American franchise. Yeah, all American. Yeah, New Jersey Devils. Like it just doesn't.
Yeah, well,
roll
you wait
off.
till the next category.
Just because I wear a shirt that has #1 dad on it doesn't mean I'm the best dad. Just because they have the Statue of Liberty doesn't mean they're best American.
I'm just the colors, where it is. I don't know. Just what do I know? I'm a lonely Canadian.
The concrete jungle.
I don't even know.
I would say that
concrete jungle.
You could put the Rangers in a category of like most disappointing American hobby. Like you're right, they should be the bee's knees, but you know, I don't know.
Like Dallas Cowboys, they're America's team, no?
Yeah. The Rangers are not America's team. Dude.
Okay.
Okay, the Golden Gong goes to the Colorado Avalanche.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah,
does.
Now who, Phil? Ooh,
shouldn't I be doing this segment?
No.
Absolutely
the best Canadian.
Wow, there's only one. You better get it right, buddy.
No. Could there be a more important award in today's show for the hobby, Phil? Canada's the birthplace of hockey. It's the teat that has fed and given life to the sport.
Cheat, huh?
Hockey is part of the fabric of your nation, Phil. Time to get serious here. The nominees for best Canadian hobby franchise are the Edmonton Oilers, #1. Having the league's best player helps, right? Now, having maybe the league's second best player probably helps too. But is that enough to elevate the Oilers to Canada's top hobby franchise for the 24-25 season? The injury bug has bit hard this team this year. Affect McDavid's production, Draisaitl. He might not win the. I just saw that the heavy like Vegas favorite to win the Hart now is Hellebuck because of all the injury to Draisaitl.
Wow, interesting.
Now, is all that also tempered expectations for maybe a playoff run potential for the Oilers? Probably, yeah. All that being said, Leon did have another amazing season, leading the NHL in goals and finishing with 106 points. Of course, thanks to McDavid. But yeah, we have Edmonton Oilers. Now, second, we have the Toronto Maple Leafs, finalist for best Canadian hobby franchise. The mighty blue team, regular season warriors, right, Phil? Right? Regular season warriors?
Regular season warriors, yeah.
The #1 ticket in Canada's biggest market. 3 solid hobby chases of Nylander, Marner, and Tavares, and one of hockey's biggest stars and the hobby's biggest star in AM34. Can they make it to round 2 or even deep in the playoffs? Who knows? The Stanley Cup would, of course, elevate the aforementioned hobby stars into hobby legends, right? That's what happens in Toronto. You win, you're a legend.
Yeah. 4 games away from round 2, baby.
Oh, man.
Seems like a big if, given their long playoff standing was. And then the third and final finalist for best Canadian hobby franchise, we have the Montreal Canadiens. The only thing that can rival Toronto from a market perspective in the NHL is Montreal. And from a hobby perspective, Habs fans might even be more nutty about chasing their guys than Maple Leafs fans. The franchise that's got history and legacy for days is now married with a ridiculous amount of upcoming talent. Timmy Shakes capture the hearts and wallets of collectors across Canada. You know, Caulfield Suzuki, we've already mentioned. We got Ivan the Demigod, who's going to make next year's Series 1 super exciting. And then, again, Slavkovsky being the wild card. So, Phil, this is nerve-wracking. Are you scared? You look scared.
You should be scared if you pick wrong. Not me.
Are you shocked or saddened that the Senators didn't make the finals here? Or?
Nah, I don't know this. No, I don't. I have low expectations for other people towards my team, man. I don't. I'm good on that. I'm realistic.
Got to earn respect. Respect is earned, Phil.
Yeah, respect. I know. Well, let's see. Let's see what happens yesterday, and we'll go from there.
And the Golden Gong goes to the Montreal Canadiens.
Smart boy.
Our first double gong win. Incredible. Okay. Now we have one more franchise award, and it's the emotional one. It's Baba Louie's absolutely most favoritist team award. So I'm going to leave it. I'm going to turn it over to Baba Louie, and he's going to announce the Golden Gong for his most favoritist team.
The moment everybody's been waiting for out of my top 137 favorite. First one. Are you ready?
Are you
Phil?
reading all of this in front of me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Woo! Okay, let's go.
Here we go. I'll read it fast.
Okay.
First team up, Bakersfield Condors. They're located in Bakersfield, California, and they are part of the AHL and the NHL affiliate of the Edmonton Oilers. They are a relocation of the Oklahoma City Barons, which joined 4 other AHL franchises in 2015 as the basis to form a new Pacific division in California. They are led in the front office by no one other than GM Keith Gretzky. Yes, the brother of Wayne. The Condors have 2 division titles, championships, 2018, 19, 2020, 21, and they are the only AHL team now in the U.S. affiliated with a Canadian team.
Name 2 players on the Bakersfield Condors.
They don't play for them anymore.
Okay.
On to the Montreal Wanderers.
Ooh.
These guys,
Wanderer
this
from
was a
Lac
banger
Quebec.
of a hockey team based in Montreal, founded in 1903. And then ended after the 1917-18 season. They were part of the Federal Amateur Hockey League, the Eastern Canada Amateur Hockey Association, the National Hockey Association, and they played 1 season in the National Hockey League, but folded due to lack of available players, due to World War I, and the arena burnt down.
Important note.
The Wanderers were 4-time Stanley Cup champions. Over all of the seasons, they were 122 and 90. There were 16 Hall of Famers that played for the Wanderers. They were coached by none other than Dickie Boone and Art Ross. Team
Serious
number 3.
question, Phil.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Don't you think, we're going back a little bit to our conversation about expansion, don't you think that wouldn't the best choice be to put another team in either Toronto or Montreal?
Yes, Hamilton. Right away.
Yeah.
Right away, Hamilton. It would sell out every game for the entire year. Hamilton is a beautiful, well, I mean, it's not, but it is. It's got a lot of charm to it. I love Hamilton.
Do you think Montreal could support 2 teams? Or is it too small?
Yes, Quebec City.
How I don't know
No, Montreal doesn't need a second team. No.
How far is Quebec City from Montreal?
3 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, far enough. Hamilton's way closer to Toronto. I mean, Hamilton's right beside Toronto. It pretty much is Toronto, but it's not. And I think either of the. My heart wants Quebec City. I love the Nordiques uniform.
Mhm.
The history. That city is beautiful. The people are amazing, and I'm really rooting for it. Same
But
with
they
Hamilton.
schmucked up like the North Stars did, and I mean, is it going to kill you? Like let's say the NHL gave them a team,
Yeah.
and it couldn't be the Nordiques. It had to be like the Quebec City Water Buffaloes or something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
that's that. Yeah, I'll take it. That's okay. I just want another Canadian team, and I've been to Quebec City twice now. I love it. I'd love to move there. I can't speak French, so that's probably not a good idea. But yeah, same with Hamilton. Hamilton can support the team for sure.
Okay.
You guys good?
Mhm.
Okay. Without any further ado, my third pick, the New York Americans. In 1923, Canadian sports promoter Thomas Duggan received options on 3 NHL teams. He sold one to Boston, which became the Bruins. Duggan hooked up with Bill Dwyer, who was New York City's most celebrated prohibition bootlegger, and they together
Nice.
took control of the franchise awarded to New York.
I'm a bootlegger, baby.
They played their first game of the 25-26 season in the newly built Garden in front of 17,000 people. They were kind of crappy till the 28-29 season, where they signed a star goaltender named Roy Warders from the Pittsburgh Pirates. Warders helped get that team back on track in that season, good enough anyway, for second in the Canadian division. Warders had a 1.21 goals against average and became the first to win the Hart Trophy and the league's MVP. And by the way, Ward has recorded 66 shutouts in his career. He stood only 5 feet 3 inches tall.
What?
And was the shortest player ever to play in the NHL. He was a bad butt. He was a mean guy. Now, on to the next season, and the Americans would struggle again.
Oh no! We suck again!
And they would lose out on the playoffs since the Montreal Maroons had 2 more wins, which was the first ever tiebreaker for playoff seeding. The bad play on the ice wasn't the only issue, though. With Prohibition ending, Dwyer was now finding it hard to make ends meet with missing the playoffs for 5 straight seasons, and attempted a merger with equally strapped Ottawa Senators, but were turned down by the NHL and their board of governors, and the team was sold to a gentleman named Red Dutton. As they got back on a better track the following season, a new issue again arose. In 1939, Canada entered World War II, and they lost some of the team's Canadian players to the war. Even more than entered the war in 1940. So with little players and Dutton dealing with the debt from Dwyer and his Prohibition bootlegging failure, Dutton ended up selling off the players for cash. That was about the end of it. Now,
did he buy a ranch in Montana then, or what?
Okay. This is his great-grandfather. No, I don't know.
Oh.
Now, here's something
There'll be
cool.
a Yellowstone spinoff about it
Right.
soon.
I bet. Now, I got something cool for you.
It's fun facts time.
Yeah.
Did you know that the New York Americans were the first team in all professional sports history to have their surnames on the back of their uniforms with their numbers?
Oh, wow.
Nice. That's cool.
And then this all closed up. The NHL records do list the Americans as having retired from the league in 1942.
Okay.
So out of that, my number 1 favorite hockey team goes to the Montreal Wanderers.
Aww.
Wait a minute. You just gave a 6-hour Ken Burns style documentary on the New York Americans, and then you give the award to the Wanderers.
Yeah, they were a cluster, bleep.
Okay. All right. Well, good job, Louis.
Or Stanley
so-
Cups. Come on, you can't argue with me. I'll argue with that.
Yeah.
16 Hall of Famers on the team. Dickie Boone coached them. Art Ross coached them.
Dickie Boom.
Come on now.
DB. All right.
DB.
We're going to continue next week with a few more, week after, some Golden Gongs. We'll get into the individual awards. Just had to, try it out. Okay. We got to go into new product releases, which is brought to you by our friends and partners at Mint Ink. A huge week for the crew at Mint Ink. There'll be a big presence at the Sport Card Expo, of course. Booth 2010 is the place to go to get your hobby boxes for the Upper Deck Rapper Redemption Program. There'll be tons of singles there, too. I'm sure they'll make offers on your cards if you want to sell them. Plus, one of the key events at the Expo, the Saturday night trade night, is the Mint Ink Trade Night. It's right at the International Center. Starts as soon as the show ends. Be sure to head there. It'll be packed with people to meet. Lots of trades going down. Be a lot of fun. Now, if you can't be in Toronto this week, it's okay. Mint Ink got you. You can access their entire suite of services at mintink.ca. You can buy singles and boxes, have them shipped to anywhere in Canada. Louis, speaking of anywhere in Canada, you won't believe the conversation I had yesterday with Phil. You know Phil, right? Phil?
Another one?
Yeah, the guy. Oh, yeah, this guy talks and talks and talks.
Screw you, you jerk.
So he always likes to talk about. So Phil, he always mentions to me about how he likes to color. And since it's just you and me, I think it's a little weird that an adult likes coloring that much. Now, I don't know. Do you think he had like some extra trauma or something like that, where he's like emotionally stuck like a 6-year-old? Why does a guy color? I haven't colored since I was like 10. But anyway,
something happened to him.
Yeah. So apparently, he likes to color so much, he feels like he can't stop. He's coloring in the morning. He's coloring at noon. He's coloring at night. And this is weird too. I guess he's gaining a lot of weight because of it. It turns out that coloring makes him super hungry.
Ooh. Yeah.
Now, again, I haven't colored in so long. I don't ever remember it making me hungry though. But I guess.
He eat the
It
crayons
affects the
again?
body different. I don't know.
Paint chips.
So I was floored when he told me there's actually a rehab facility in Canada for people that really like coloring, like way too much.
Rehab?
I was like, dang, what don't they have rehab for?
Right.
But I guess it's been really, this whole coloring thing has been really affecting his life, and he thinks he really needs to go.
Because it gets outside the lines.
Well, probably.
If I'm lucky.
What he's worried about, though, is that, you know, this is like a very specialized rehab. It's located in McBride, British Columbia. He said that there's it's lovely there, the Robson Valley, surrounded by mountains and forests. And he thinks it's a place that he can center himself, learn how to turn off the urge to, you know, color. Right.
Okay.
He's freaking out, though, because he looked it up. He Googled no LCS in McBride. And he's got to have all the new hockey releases. But when I reminded him, Phil, Minting can ship you every new hockey release to anywhere in Canada. Like you could see, Louis, you could see the weight just lifted off his shoulder.
Oh, you made me feel better
He's
now.
so relieved. Now, you know, so point being, hide your Crayolas around Phil. But, you know, I guess he's going to get the help he needs. And, of course, get all your hobby boxes at mintink.ca for anywhere in Canada, including McBride in British Columbia.
Well
Okay.
done.
What a relief.
What a relief.
2024-25 SP Game Used comes out this Wednesday. The next major release from Upper Deck hits the shelves at LCS and your mailbox, maybe through mintink.ca. Now, the checklist, of course, is available at hockeychecklist.com right away. And use the search. Don't scroll like a dinosaur. That's no fun. And you know why shouldn't you scroll? There's 4,334 unique cards in 24-25 SP Game Used. We broke it up into subsets on the checklist site. 106 sets. Wow. That's a lot of different cards.
It's a lot of cards.
Memorabilia focused product. If you like mem, this will be your jam. There's a lot of variety in that regard. So let's start with the base set, which is broken up into 4 components. There's veterans, 120 cards, all-stars, 44 cards, legends, 36, and authentic rookies, 80, for a total of 280 cards in the base set. I actually like the design of this.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Not too shabby.
There's a number of parallels. There's red, gold, rainbow foil. Now, one of the hallmarks of the base is with the rainbow foil parallel, it's numbered to the player's jersey number. So that'll probably be the big base chase with SP Game Used. And then the crystal parallel is exclusive to authentic rookies as well. And that's the rookies there. Okay, now we're going to quickly cover inserts. As you know, it's not really an insert product. So there's a couple of them. So there's really 2 inserts in 24-25 Game Used. There's New Grooves, which is a rookie focus set, ton of parallels. Then there's a new one that I kind of like. I'm digging this one. It's called the Visible Spectrum.
Okay.
The base is fairly common, 1 in 12, but what we're showing on YouTube is the white parallel that's out of 10. And of course, pictured on YouTube is Phil's homie, AM34. You guys like this card too? It speaks to me.
I have to. Is it that outburst tech they're using?
I don't know.
I don't know
I
either.
haven't seen one in hand.
Oh, it looks like it would have a little shimmer, though, doesn't it?
Little
Maybe?
shimmy shims.
A little shimmy shake.
Okay, and then we're going to breeze through the auto-only cards again, because this is a memorabilia set, and there's a few number of auto like base parallels. There's blue parallels that are not numbered, that are ratio, but I do have short print and super short print. The rainbow foil autos are 101s, and then the New Grooves rookie autos are basically 1 in 40 pack odds. Now we're to the kind of the meat of SP Game Used, and that's the memorabilia product. So you're going to see a mix of jersey swatches, patches, sticks, gloves, pucks, and some manufacturer patches too. I would love Upper Deck to make this set actually more expensive, which sounds counterintuitive, but to make the cards more exclusive and, you know, everything Game Used. Wouldn't it be awesome if every card in Game Used was Game Used?
Careful, Billy's going to tell you it is.
Yeah. Well, but I do think, and I'm be curious to see if you guys agree, that it has taken a nice step forward this year. So the first card, you know,
Here we go
is
again.
there is a 2022 Stanley Cup relic card, another carpet card. We are addicted to carpet when it comes to the hockey hobby. These are out of 24 and feature Avs players from their big Stanley Cup win. You could own a piece of the carpet from the Colorado Avalanche Stanley Cup win.
Do you think? Hold on. Let's just take 1 minute on this.
Okay.
Do you think this will be? So I feel I need to preemptively say I love trying new things and innovation. This one I can't figure out. This one can't get behind this one. You guys, anything? Bueller?
I'm trying to think. Is this the carpet that like Bettman walks out on to give the trophy?
The trophy presentation.
All right.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mess, eh? Who do you like?
It has
how do you
nothing
think
to
this
do with
happened?
the game.
Like, is there like, okay, team meeting, let's go, 50 people in a room, there's a big whiteboard, and the guy's like, okay, throw me ideas. Was the best idea the carpet? Was he's like, Cindy, can you stay after the meeting? I really want to explore this with you. Like, is that how that Josh, you're the one who works in these places. I don't know how, I only know from the movies. Is that how it happens?
Maybe they're just experimenting. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm lost on this one. I have no desire to own a carpet card.
No. I'm even getting away from
zero.
patch cards. Sorry, I got roll age. I'm even getting away from patch cards a little bit. I want a good insert. And I want a thinner insert. I want the doubloons to be smaller. It's my new thing now.
All right. Small doubloons. All right. Well, now that's our one carpet card. It does get better. And what I do like about this release is they have a lot of event specific memorabilia. So the next one we're going to look at is from the 2023 Heritage Classic. So it's called Fabrics. Here's the patch version. And this is Mackenzie Weegar and this is awesome.
That's a sick card, dude. That's a
right
really
now,
nice card.
Yeah.
Go on Upper Decks or go to your favorite place to buy cards. The McDavid one is sick.
Oh yeah.
There's one of him. Oh wow.
I want the Heritage Classic patch on that shoulder in my freaking card. That's what I want. Look at that patch. That's the gold, red maple leaf at the bottom there. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Come on, man. It's amazing. Put a little maple syrup on it, scratch and sniff. Oh, what a product.
I haven't seen the back of the card, but I assume that these are game used. I mean, that would be
it better be
horrible if it wasn't, but so I guess I'm making that assumption, but this is very, very cool. And these are out of 35. They also have memorabilia from the same Heritage Classic for pucks, net cords, sponsor logo patches. So like whatever their team sponsor is, and banners. I mean, that's the one. Then there's relic cards from the 2024 NHL All-Star Game. So here's a Sergei Bobrovsky net cord example. I was thinking about this card in net cords. I'm much more into a net cord card if it's a goalie. I don't care so much if it's a skater. Does that make sense to you guys?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, who knows if that's the actual net he defended? Well, they would switch ice, so I guess it would have to be. But yeah, these are out of 35. Another example from the All-Star Game is a Cale Makar puck relic. This is game puck, so hopefully it's game used, but that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
There's another one I saw. I don't remember who was on it. The puck, it's actually got like the All-Star logo part of it in there. That one was really cool.
Nice.
If you're into that.
You can even get All-Star relic cards from your favorite mascot. So here's a gritty patch relic. Now, what would you guys rather have? A carpet card from the Stanley Cup Finals or a gritty patch card from the All-Star Game?
If it's U-Pee, I'll take the gritty or wait, no, that doesn't make sense. If it's U-Pee, I'll take the mascot fabric. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a U-Pee guy.
I'm not even going to answer.
Another event that's in the series is the 2024 Stadium Series. Here's an amazing Jack Hughes patch card out of 35.
Very nice cards. Very good. A lot of, this wasn't lazy. This is a lot of effort, man. That's very nice.
Let's like hang out here for a minute too, where we get critical, of course, at times about like carpet cards. We got to spend an equal amount of time saying this is awesome.
Amazing. I'll even say it's amazing. I can't wait. I bet you these look even way better in hand. The SP, I bet you it's gold. I got a nice gold foil on it. Real nice.
Yeah.
Man.
Great job, Upper Deck, on this.
And here, I'm not going to nitpick, but okay, it's out of 35, right?
Yeah.
Please, 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 Upper Deck. Every card, especially since you're using this jersey, has to have both colors in it, if not part of that shoulder patch. Not just a red, not just a black patch. Please.
Well, some cards might have to have that.
Yeah,
They only made 35.
Well, these are the patch parallels. There are jerseys that have just but yeah, so this would be the more exclusive jersey parallel. So other events that are covered with relic cards are the 2024 Winter Classic and also the 2024 Stanley Cup Finals. There's a microphone card from the Stanley Cup for Mark Stone. A microphone? What did he must have taken the mic after Vegas winning the cup or something like that? I don't know. That was weird. Okay, we're going to move on to other memorabilia cards. So Draft Day Marks is a popular staple in SP Game Used. There's a card for every letter of each rookie's last name. These are manufactured, right? And the rookies sign each of the letters of the card. So you're going to get a lot of autographs. They're all out of 35. So, which is a pretty good number. It's not super easy to get, but it's attainable if you want to get these. This is where I have to admit that these are super popular. I get the whole appeal, but they just have no appeal to me.
I like the Lettermans from Chronology, and if you don't like these, you probably wouldn't like those either. They're not game used; they're just manufactured, but they're autoed.
The cup ones that are game used, which would cost you a fortune. Those are the ones that I can.
And not everybody, not a lot of players don't have them. So.
Okay, Draft Swag. This is a new one. Now, I can get behind this, right? It's a card that features relics from each player's draft day. So there's a jersey version out of 100. What we're looking at for Kevin Korchinski is the hat. So, they put on the baseball cap. So I assume it's the hat he wore. And then there's also a tie out of 10 where they cut up the tie that they were wearing. But hey, again, try new stuff. I don't mind this. I'm not saying I'm going to go buy a tie card, but
wouldn't it be funny if you bought a box of game used and it was just one Kevin Korchinski card with the actual tie? That's it. That's all you get. That's the Easter egg.
His grandpa's tie.
No, it's his tie. Or you buy one.
Well, I'm saying maybe he borrowed his grandpa's tie for the draft.
Oh, that would be funny. Yeah. Where's that tie, Kevin? Grandpa, sorry, the NHLPA took it.
Frameworks is the next memorabilia card. Now, this is a jersey swatch card. This is one of the nicer presentations I've ever seen, though, for a jersey swatch in a card. Kind of like this, right? It's like the cutout is looks like a boxy sort of Minecraft jersey, but pictured as OV. The pack odds are 1 in 40 and does include short print, which is Ovechkin obviously falls into that category. Do you guys mind this, or as far as jersey cards go?
It's okay. I'm not the biggest fan, but I don't not like it. I'm more impressed with this whole presentation than I would normally be.
Mm-hmm. Louis?
It's all right.
That was another Baba Louie Hobby hot take.
There doesn't
from a 2-month absence.
They're I don't like using this word too much. It's because it's a new. There's not much nuance to this card.
Ooh.
I just.
Does that also? Oh, what?
I mean, even though they put the Ovechkin and the 8 on there, I don't like plain patches or jerseys, whatever.
Okay. I would take a game used jersey over a player worn patch any day of the week, but that's just me. There's also a letter set for Hall of Famers, but they're not autoed. It's HOF marks, Hoff marks. Each is numbered out of 35, like with draft day marks. There's 30 players on the checklist. So in this edition of SP Game Used, you could collect for Wayne Gretzky, Tim Horton, Mike Modano, Mario Lemieux, Mike Bossy, Howie Morenz. It's kind of interesting. And yeah, a few other ones too.
I know we always talk about putting a photo of the player on the card, but even like the Nazar signed name,
Yeah.
this one not signed, just do away with the player.
You think so?
I would just rather have the patch on the card. You put them on the back or something, whatever.
All right. Well, I think like Panini had a set like that. That was just the letters without any picture. I can't remember what it was, but okay. As far as RPAs go, there's inked rookie sweaters, which is kind of a mainstay in game used as well. Looks like sticker autos on these,
Mhm.
unfortunately, but there's both patch and jersey options. We're looking at on YouTube is a patch parallel of Logan Stankoven. Patches are all numbered out of 35 again. The next one's kind of cool. I don't think, Phil, you're going to like this because you don't like weird patch windows, but
That works.
this is a rookie or jumbo rookie patch.
I kind of like it.
Oh, really?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to too. I mean, it's a really nice wild patch for Liam Ogren there. These are out of 25. So I'm going to be interested to see more cards in this set and what other patches look like.
That
Now,
is a ridiculously beautiful patch, though, so that helps like it right off the bat, right? What if it was a napkin, a jersey swatch or something like,
oh
be horrible.
gosh. Yeah.
Stick to it is it's a stick card. Here's O-Pee-Chee. These are out of 25. And not bad. It's okay. I'm not sure I dig the font, but
I don't like the glossy. You like the gloss, the premier type of sheen to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of goalie memorabilia cards too in SB Game Use. So one is Supreme Pads. It only features 2 players, Joseph Woll and Thatcher Demko. I love goalie with the puck marks on him. That's awesome. We need more like
because it's not game used, it's game used.
Yeah, no kidding. These are out of 15. The last card is kind of gimmicky, but kind of not too. This is another goalie card. It's called Websites. That's the gimmicky part, but it's part of Marc-Andre Fleury's glove netting. And again, you got puck marks all over it. I literally can't make up my mind on this card.
I don't know. Once again, I'd have to see it in hand. Can't say I'm a fan of the cords though. The net doesn't do it for me.
Oh, really? Okay.
No, you like it?
I like this better than the net one because at least this ties you to a player. I can
Their
go
equipment. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. I hear you. It's still same idea, different design in my head.
And I don't like the name.
Well, the name is. I see what they're going for.
Websites.
I get it, but
yeah. Well, if you buy a box of 24-25 SP Game Use, here's what you can expect. It's a 1-pack box with 9 cards. You get 4 auto or memorabilia cards, 3 parallels, and 2 base set rookies or new grooves cards. You can pre-order 24-25 SP Game Use right now in Canada at mintink.ca for $189.99, so $190 CAD, goose dollars, as Phil calls them. And pre-orders in the US right now are going for about $140, so it seems pretty equivalent between our two wonderful nations.
That's not bad for what you get out of that.
Yeah, I don't. Overall thoughts?
Better than I thought it would be.
I think it's a step in the right direction.
I think it's a step in the right direction, just like you said. Yeah.
And I think the price is fair. I don't want to get back on the EX 2000 train, but I think you get more out of this for $150 than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe we can pick up a box at the expo, Phil, and open up on Friday nights with Phil.
We could do that. I kind of don't want to. I don't want to buy a box of Game Used.
Hey Josh, maybe you and I can buy a box at the expo and we can be guests on Friday nights with Phil and open it.
Now you're talking. I got a case of Pro Set I want to get through.
Okay.
I'll help you get through that.
No, thanks, buddy.
All right, last thing, a new product releases before Phil delights us with mailbag is I did get an update from Upper Deck on the new product releases calendar. So we'll cover that quickly. We just talked about Wednesday, next release, 24-25 Game Used. After that, it looks like we're headed back to 23-24 Bedardapalooza. As scheduled right now, May 7th is a big one. 23-24 Ultimate Collection.
Whoa.
Cards there. Shield Auto 101s, right?
Mm.
Then a week later is Metal Universe 24-25. Followed by Phil's favorite 24-25 CHL. Maybe I can start my golf collecting there. So,
hey, they almost made it on my list.
Yeah. I'm excited. I always like Metal. I know people are poo-pooing Metal because Upper Deck overdid it with a lot of the good cards, but it's a set I'll always love.
I started putting together the little presentation for Metal. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Graphic Louis, we're gonna have to change your name from producer Louis to graphic designer Louis.
Yeah, whatever.
We're gonna have to find a producer because now we have a graphic designer.
All
right, mailbag. We're ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, mailbag. Here we go. Instagram goalie archive. As a vintage collector, I prefer SGC. I have a $9,000 value order, but since March 4th, SGC is not accepting subs from Canada because of the tariffs. Is there any news on tariffs affecting submissions? Josh.
Yeah, weird. You didn't take this one yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It seems it's case by case at each company, and I haven't checked SGC in particular, but I would keep in touch with their socials. Instagram, they seem to be all doing good updates there, and yeah, I think who knows, just changes probably on a daily basis.
I said there's lots of chatter up here up north. It's a very fluid situation. I personally have no idea what's going on, but I do know I have about 500 to 600 top loaders that are empty, and I can use them when I want to, so I won't worry about it until those are gone. Louis, anything to add?
No, isn't there like a Canada Consigners or some company up there that used to, isn't there one company up there that will take your card and then send it to whoever you want?
Maybe. There very well could be. I don't know of them though.
I thought there was, but
Google it.
Google
Next question. Louis Ando 136. Hey guys, long time listener. Love what you do for the hobby. I really like the Panini segment you did a while back. So much that I purchased a PSA 10 2012-13 rookie anthology Prism Blue out of 25 for 2,000 Australian dollar dues. Dollary dues. Do you think they will hold value because they're not overprinted, or do people in the hobby not care unless it's Upper Deck? Louis.
They will hold their value, absolutely. I think they're great cards. There's low pops, and they're kind of under the radar until we talk about them.
That's about $1,200 US.
So how do you feel about that?
I don't know. I love those. It's hard to say what'll hold value, but I think that's a pretty safe bet. I agree with the logic. I'm just looking up. Oh yeah, so 2017.80 Canadian dollars.
Okay, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think it's good, man. Sick purchase. I think the right people value that the same as we do and you do, and lots to admire. I say good purchase, good sir. Next question. Tolson 70. What are you guys hunting for at Expo? Anything in particular, or just letting Expo lead you to something that catches your eye? I'll go first. I'm looking for new step bombs for Hasselhoff, so that there's a vacancy there. The search continues. Also, I'm looking for, I got a card stolen for me this year. It was a Sidney Crosby 08 Essential Credential. So I have to find another one to buy. And I'm also, this is a big one, I'm very conflicted with the all-time Future Watch set, whether I should finish it or sell it. I'm struggling. Every time I'm like, that's it, I'm selling everything I got and keeping the Wayne. I go through it and I cry and I don't want to do it.
If you could only get one more all-time Future Watch auto, which would you get?
Patrick Watt.
So that's the did you see Mario Lemieux just went for like 2,700 US raw?
What? Oh, I'm out. Forget it. I'm not paying that. That's crazy.
I'm out.
I'm never paying that for Mario Lemieux. Not that he doesn't deserve it. Not paying that though. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm out. All for sale. So annoying. Anyway, okay, boys. Louis?
This could be dangerous. You should come into this with a plan. I don't have one. I'm going to try to stay in my lane. But dollar box hunting is what I'm going to go after. Without my wingman Troy, but I got another one.
Yeah.
Ready.
I'm going to only buy cards Phil's wants, and I'm going to try to find every Crosby Essential Credentials 08 and buy it and rub it in his face. That's all I care.
That wouldn't be a smart move considering we're sharing a house. I will get you back.
True.
All right, here we go. True. Ashtray McMuffin. Segment idea. You guys build your own hockey card set, come up with inserts, parallels, memorabilia, autos. That might be fun. Josh?
That might be fun.
Oh, it would take me forever. I agree, Kitty.
Sorry.
What did you do?
No, he mouse a lot. I love this idea.
What if Upper Deck let us do that?
That would be so cool.
They won't
Like,
even let us see the pen room. You think they're going to let us design a set?
That'd be amazing. Like, I would take it very seriously. We guys would too, right? Like, we would.
Absolutely.
It would listen, if they hired, they could make a reality show of a bunch of schlub collectors competing against the people they actually pay on salary. Let's see who makes a better card set. I love it. I bet you we would. I bet you we would.
But good looking.
Yeah. I'm schlubby, but I'm good looking. Yeah, I'm handsome. I clean up well. You can bring me to mom and dad.
I just get to pick the photos.
Yeah, there you go. I want to. Well, I don't want to be the pen. We have a pen guy, Neil. Josh's project manager. Louis' graphic designer. I'm the glue that keeps everybody together. I'm a fixer, problem solver.
Perfect.
Dave's the model. We're good. Yeah, everything's good.
Yeah.
Okay, we're set. Okay, Cam's hockey cards. Any past stars you would like to see have modern cards or autos? As a Sens fan, would love to see Alfredson get some autos on modern sets. Cam is a gentleman and a scholar. I would love to see more Daniel Alfredson cards and Bobby Smith cards. I'm a big Bobby Smith fan. So I agree with you, Cam. Louis?
Well, I'll jump right on that. I wouldn't mind seeing Bobby Smith either. I said I'd take any of the past North Star stuff on some modern cards. I think it'd be weird.
I feel like Fedorov doesn't sign anything ever.
No.
He's like deep in Russia. I think maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah, I'd like to see Fedorov.
Okay. Next question. Instagram. Jason Card Collector. Wondering your thoughts on Patrick Waugh Topps PSA 10 versus Patrick Waugh O-Pee-Chee PSA 10. And if you think the Topps value should be comparable in value given the rarity / low pop of the Topps in high grade. I'll go first. I really like both, man. And I don't know. I'm assuming the O-Pee-Chee is worth more, but careful that those tides change sometimes, you know. I find the Topps actually a little nicer produced. It's got richer ink. It's deeper blues around the sides there. But I like both equally. No, wait. I like the Topps maybe a little better.
Really? Wow. As a Canadian, controversial.
Well, Topps is I love Topps. Topps is a very good company.
Hey, can I tell you something? A Friday Night with Phil follow-up?
Okay.
You know how you're planning to get some cards graded? They're not doing on-site grading at the expo.
I know. Someone messaged after. I know that sucks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you have to wait till fall.
Josh?
System designed against.
Go ahead, Louis. You can take this one.
I just dug into some numbers, some stats, because we're all statsy around here. So, of this card, there are 10 of the Topps PSA 10s. They have a 0.4% gem rate. And the last sale was just a few days ago, actually, $6,485. And then on the O-Pee-Chee side, there are 93 PSA 10s out of 5,528 graded. That one just has a 1.1% gem rate, and that card last sold in January for $8,000. So
yeah,
right
so
now,
a lot less Topps PSA 10s.
Yep, and cheaper.
All right. Next question. CT Flyers fan 79. What's the deal with SP hockey cards?
What is the deal with peanuts?
There's SPX, SP Game Used, SP Authentic. Oh, there's more too, dude. Are they all the same original set that got broken up? Is there some kind of history, or is there any connection at all? And Josh can answer this one.
I think SP was a manufacturer, like Pacific or Lear, right? That they just got gobbled up in corporate kind of stuff. What I've always found is the craziest thing about the whole SP thing is that Upper Deck, and this is true, can't verify what SP even stands for. They don't know. They think it's super premium. That's their best guess at this point, which I think is hilarious, right? And then I think with the 3 different sets, right? So they have SPA, which is SP Authentic, which is an auto-driven set. SPX is tech-driven, right? And then SP Game uses their memorabilia set. So it kind of makes sense in that context to me, at least.
Good answer. I think Louis and I will say ditto.
Yep.
All right, next question. Cracking some cards.
Hold on.
Good to go. Here we go. If you could, would you go back to the way it was in the card industry before COVID? Lower prices on product supplies, more pulls out of the boxes, take away the greed that has taken over the hobby. I don't have much to say about this. There was good points and bad points before COVID. During COVID, it was all crappy. I stayed out of it. Post COVID, good points and bad points. That's my answer. Josh, Louis got a good one, so maybe you want to go first.
If I could turn back time. I actually, yes, there are negatives, but there's so much more interest in the hobby post-pandemic that that makes it a lot of fun. Sure, it's a little bit more expensive, but the hockey hobby is nowhere near what other sports are. So we kind of get maybe a little bit of the best of both worlds, right? We still get fairly cheapy stuff, but tons more interest in collecting as a whole.
Right. Cracking some cards. Yes, your points are valid for the pre-pandemic and how some things have changed. It was more affordable. You could go into a shop and find what you were looking for, and collecting was more about the chase and not trying to flip cards for profit. During the pandemic, the demand exploded during the lockdowns and up went prices. So big money, from what I could tell, flooded the hobby. And it came with a new mindset for some people out there to maximize the value out of the cards rather than enjoyment. Prices for things are still up, but like Josh said, I don't think we're in the hockey hobby seeing it as bad as other ones. There are some positives that I came up with, and I think the hobby's gained more respect now. It's also brought on different innovations like online marketplaces. Breaking was around, but it completely evolved with people being home. And also, podcasts and listening online took off. And for me, I love it because I love every second of doing this show. And we got all you guys that got into the hobby maybe during the pandemic to thank for it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good answer. All right, here we go. Next question.
Which one are we on here? This one.
Puck 8815. I understand Upper Deck Ice is changing from the current set form to a high-end box with a few cards. I used to collect just vintage sets, and I started collecting Upper Deck Ice as something else to do. Why do you think Ice has lost its luster? What are your thoughts on the changes to Ice? Let's see what happens. I didn't know there was a change, but I think a change needed to happen. It was a little Mickey Mousey maybe before to me. I really don't like the logo of Ice. That's what bothers me. I'm vain on that one. Sorry, man.
You're so
Josh?
vain. Yeah, I have no clue what to expect. It's weird. Like if Upper Deck would have came to us and said, "Hey, pick a set that you think we should upscale," I don't think ices would even have crossed my mind. So it's interesting to me from that vantage point, but I can't wait to see what they come up with.
Yeah, I like ice. And I like the parallels. What, 23, 24? Is that the last
Yeah.
one that came out? Yeah, and they're horizontal, and for whatever reason, like I've said 100 times now, horizontal cards for some reason are gaining more traction with me.
Nice. Good. Evolving. All right. Next question. Seth, also known as Drop the Puck cards.
Oh,
There are. Is it good? It's okay.
Yep.
There we go. There are 3 official after hours expo events happening at the expo this year. Thursday night with Jeremy Lee and Grant's GP Sports Cards networking event. Friday night CSG VIP trade night presented by Slab Sharks, and Saturday night minting trade night. If you could only pick one to go to, gentlemen, which one would you go to? I realize that all of them are affiliated with your sponsors, so no cop-outs. You have to only pick one to go to. I'll go first. Easy answer. Thursday night. I'm going to go to Thursday night with the Bedhead Extraordinaire and the Calgary Redwood. CSG, I don't know anybody there. I know Slab Sharks is hosting them. I don't really sell cards. Johnny's not even going to be there Saturday, so if he was there, if Johnny was there Saturday, I would flip a coin for your answer, but he's not even going to be there. We're going to be there regardless, but that makes answering your question easy. I'm going to go see my Calgary Redwood and my Bedhead friend.
I go with Phil's answer.
Yeah, Louis?
Yeah, I don't know. Go. I don't have an answer. I'm going to cop out. Go with
Louis not
whatever
going to anything. He's staying home.
Go with whatever you get the most enjoyment out of. Shoot the breeze with people, eating and chilling, or go trade and buy cards with.
I think he's asking just like for you to pick.
I don't want to pick.
Oh, okay.
I like eating and chilling. We'll just do that.
And crying in the shower. Okay, here we go.
All of them anyways.
Here we go.
D.
Filippo Mark. Why did SPX Hockey not have auto patches in the set this year? Josh.
Yeah.
I think that they are trying to maybe focus their sets a little bit more and say that SPX is going to be a tech kind of driven set. And I like that. It's like, we don't have to have autos, patch autos, base cards, parallels, every set, right? We can have sets that are known for something and not others.
What?
And if you don't like, and if you only like patch autos, then you don't buy SPX. You put your money in another product. If you like weird parallels and inserts, and you like techie kind of cards, then I think SPX is one for you. I wish they would do more of this type of stuff.
Agreed.
I don't have an answer why they didn't, but
or just guessing.
Whatever.
That's a good segue to our second last question, gentlemen. The second last question is presented to you by me and is asked by Christian_NoCap. Dumb question. How do you get the most value out of big 101 cards? I have the 101 Crosby 0506 Upper Deck Ultimate Debut Threads patch card. Probably the most beautiful patch set ever made, but no auto and 1 of 1, so no comp. What should Christian NoCap do, boys? Joshy Poo?
The best you can do is you just look for close comparables. When it's 101s, though, there's no... I understand the desire is to say, oh, this is exactly what this card is worth, but unless it's a 101 that's sold multiple times, you're not going to find that answer and auction it off. I mean, if you really want to know the value that's on that given day, that's how you do it. But find either a set that's comparable or a player that's comparable, and then you just have to make an estimate.
Right. I spent way too much time on this yesterday. I probably half an hour digging around looking for something that sold something comparable to that set in a 101 or close, and I ended up deleting everything I typed because I just couldn't come up with anything, Christian, to give you
it's more pagan,
just a better answer. Yeah, they were so random with different cards, and you're trying to compare, some things out of 5, and then you got another card that's out of 25, but it's 3 times as much as the card that's out of 5 with the patch, and it's like
you get 2 of the same cards ending at auction at the same time. One's $50 more.
You know what I think I've learned about 101s, and it's kind of through like the Gold Outburst and Dave, our California Dave, his 101 Ultimate card is that the only way to if it's a 101 card that has major set collectors that compete against each other, right? If it's a random 101, then it's impossible to tell. But the 101s to get are the people that like, I collect Ultimate Shield 101s, and there's 10 people that do that, and they're gonna fight each other for that card. Those are the 101s you want. And we're seeing that with the Gold Outburst now.
Yeah, that's true. All right, good answer, boys. So last question, then personal pickups.
I think there might be one more, Phil.
Oh, okay. Well, the maybe last question is from BLN Cards. Should card sets checklist be multiples of 9 so they fit in binders better? Great question. Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. Is the other one that I might not want to answer?
Do you want me to answer it?
Is this one it? I don't remember talking about this one.
Yeah. Oh, let's do this one quick.
Okay. DeFilippo Mark. We want answers to the limited logos cards, not saying the player's name on the back of the card, stating game used by the player on the front.
Yeah, so I don't know too much about this, but apparently on some limited logos, it says like this patch has been certified as being used in an NHL game, and doesn't say this Connor McDavid patch.
Okay.
And so that creates some ambiguity. I don't know if that means that it's not a patch from that player, or if it's just Upper Deck not being specific with the words. Well, I have to do more research on that to give a real answer.
Is this the question you didn't want to answer?
No.
What was the question you didn't want to answer?
It's about you.
Yeah.
Just be honest. I'll never be upset.
Fine, I want to kiss you. No, I'm kidding.
Well, you can on the cheek if you want. I mean,
okay, we got a hockey game to get to. Let's go.
You have a hockey game? I have a hockey game.
No, I'm trying to get you to your hockey game.
Okay. I have no personal pickups. I have no personal pickups.
I got no personal pickups.
Excellent. Good. Josh?
Okay, I got one. And I want to talk about it briefly.
Dude, it was a steal.
Yeah, check this out, Bill. 2016-17 OG Platinum, Jaeger, whatever you call him. Retro Gold out of 149 Raw. $15.
Get out of here.
I'm winning. Who has 2 thumbs and is winning?
Your mother wears army boots. What? That's crazy.
Hey, laser lips. Your mother was a snow blower. All right. If you like, nice. Phil's got to go. He's got to.
No. Don't rush the good listener. That's fine.
No, you got your game starts in 6 minutes.
I know.
Well, the puck doesn't drop till 5 after.
Okay, hey, good luck. And I am, in all honesty, I'm rooting for you. I want your team to win. I want you to be happy. So I'm cheering hard for the Ottawa Senators.
We get swept, I'll still be happy. I'm a happy guy.
But I want you to win, though.
Yeah, me too. Winning's fun.
If you like the episode, please leave a rating, review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, want to support us, want to chat with us, and join the Lonely Men's Club, Hockey Cards Gongshow Discord server, please consider $5 US a month donation. Join our $2.99 support level tier on Patreon. Link is in the show description on both YouTube and the podcast apps, our Instagram, TikTok profiles, on our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com. Click on the Become a Patron link at the top of the page, or Patreon directly. We can all spell patreon.com and search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. We're 3 lonely men on social media on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And boys, the Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast is a Dollar Box or production of Dollar Box Ventures LLC. Have an amazing weekend. We cannot wait to be at the expo. Go Sens, go. Baba Louie, take us out.
See you at the expo. Bye.
It's the Gong Show. We're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire. No holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show. Let's go, let's go. Wanna say the men in show.
I got a little package.